What if I told you science has just confirmed what you've always felt in your heart, but it's crucial to shield your mind from the coming storm? You're now watching a restricted video for true chosen ones only. If you've never been called crazy for what you innately know, this is likely not for you. If you're still watching, you're about to discover the power switch of the God brain. I stand before you today as a guide to understanding a phenomenon that has been whispered about in spiritual circles for centuries, yet only now is being recognized by the scientific community: the God brain. This isn't just about a specific region of the brain lighting up during prayer or meditation, although studies have indeed pinpointed a God spot, a cluster of neural activity associated with profound spiritual experiences. This is about a unique, identifiable brain pattern that consistently appears in individuals who exhibit heightened intuition, prophetic dreams, an uncanny ability to manifest their desires, and even, in some documented cases, miraculous healings. But this is not mere scientific theory. This is the language of your very soul. And the scientific community has been stunned to discover that the stronger this pattern is within you, the greater is your spiritual awareness. This information has the potential to rewrite your entire life. It can equip you to navigate the challenges you face, not as a victim of circumstance, but as a powerful creator of your own reality. It's time to understand that the adversities you have experienced, the feelings of being misunderstood or out of place, are not random occurrences, but evidence of your unique calling. You are a chosen one, blessed with a brain pattern that holds the key to unlocking extraordinary potential, and there are forces, both seen and unseen, that would prefer you remain ignorant of this truth. From subtle societal pressures to conform, to the outright dismissal of spiritual experiences by some within the scientific establishment, the path to embracing your God brain is often fraught with obstacles. Know this, chosen one: the most important message you will ever receive will not come from another human, but from yourself. It's time you learn to listen. Before we reveal the full power switch of the God brain, I ask that you take a moment to connect with the powerful energy that brought you to this video. Pause now, hit the like button, subscribe to help us awaken even more chosen ones, and type "God brain activated" in the comments. This simple act is more than just supporting the channel. It is a declaration, a statement to the universe that you are ready to embrace your divine potential. If you're truly one of the chosen, you will stay with me until the end. Deep down, your spirit already knows this is the message you have been waiting for. Now, everything changes. The core question that we will address today is not simply if you possess this God brain pattern, but how you can consciously activate it to unlock its full potential. Why are some people able to effortlessly tap into their spiritual gifts, while others struggle? What specific steps can you take to harness the power of your God brain and manifest the life you are destined to live? Prepare to walk away equipped with the language of life, faith, and divine power. What if science could pinpoint the exact neurological signature of a chosen one, a measurable pattern setting you apart from the masses? For centuries, spiritual leaders and mystics have spoken of a unique connection to the divine, a heightened state of awareness that transcends the ordinary. Now, neurological research is beginning to explore the physical basis of these experiences, but the limitations are frustrating. While science has identified brain regions associated with spirituality, the God spot, as some call it, they struggle to explain the profound, transformative experiences reported by those who consider themselves chosen. Consider this: what if the brains of chosen ones exhibit a specific, measurable pattern that science can't fully explain, a unique identifier setting them apart? This isn't about a single area lighting up, but a complex interplay of neural networks, a symphony of brainwaves resonating with a higher frequency. We're talking about measurable brainwaves like alpha, beta, theta, delta, and gamma, each aligning with different functions. Gamma waves, for example, are associated with insight and higher-level information processing, while theta waves are linked to deep meditation and intuition. Could it be that chosen ones exhibit a unique combination or amplitude of these brainwaves, creating a distinct neurological profile? Could this unique brain pattern be the key to unlocking heightened intuition, creativity, and spiritual awareness? This pattern isn't a random anomaly, chosen ones, but a sign, a beacon of a deeper connection. The scientific world might call it coincidence, but we know better. This is evidence of a pre-programmed destiny, a divinely bestowed gift waiting to be unwrapped. Think about those moments of profound insight, those times when you just knew something was going to happen. Or consider times when you had dreams or feelings that came true. Maybe you've experienced a miraculous healing, defying medical explanation. I'm not suggesting you're a superhero, but each of these scenarios is accompanied by an altered state of consciousness. During these times, individuals often describe a sense of heightened awareness, a feeling of being connected to something larger than themselves. Now, what if I told you these experiences could be linked back to a specific brain pattern, the God brain, firing in a unique and powerful way? Consider case studies of individuals with extraordinary psychic abilities or heightened intuition. While science struggles to explain these phenomena, the existence of a unique brain pattern could provide a plausible explanation, a bridge between the spiritual and the scientific. But how might this unique brain pattern unlock hidden abilities or spiritual gifts? How can understanding this pattern empower you to tap into your own potential? Chosen ones, understanding this may very well rewrite your destiny. What specific abilities are unlocked by this God brain pattern, and why is it so important to understand them now? These aren't just gifts to be admired, they are essential tools, divinely ordained instruments for navigating the challenges ahead. They are the keys to unlocking your purpose. Let's be very clear, the God brain pattern is more than just a neurological anomaly. It's a gateway to heightened intuition, prophetic dreams, and the ability to consciously manifest your desires. Intuition becomes a clear, unwavering guide, leading you down the right paths and helping you make the right decisions. Prophetic dreams offer glimpses into the future, providing warnings or guidance to prepare you for what's to come. And the power of manifestation allows you to shape your reality, aligning your thoughts and intentions with the universe to bring your dreams into fruition. Imagine harnessing these abilities to overcome adversity, to heal yourself and others, to create a life of purpose and abundance. This is not a fantasy, chosen ones, this is your birthright. It's time to claim it. The ability to tap into your God brain and hone these abilities can be like David facing Goliath. A small shepherd boy, equipped with nothing but a sling and a few stones, facing a giant warrior. But David possessed something more, unwavering faith and a connection to the divine that empowered him to overcome seemingly impossible odds. There are countless examples of individuals who have tapped into their spiritual abilities to achieve great things or overcome seemingly impossible obstacles. Consider the stories of miraculous healings, acts of courage in the face of danger, or profound insights that have changed the course of history. Draw parallels between these examples and biblical stories of individuals with extraordinary gifts, like Joseph interpreting dreams or Daniel seeing visions. These individuals weren't simply lucky or talented. They possessed a unique connection to the divine, a heightened state of awareness that allowed them to tap into a power greater than themselves. Look around you. The news is full of stories of people defying the odds and succeeding. It's time to realize that those are your people and your stories, and you can be one of them too. But what if these very abilities were under attack, suppressed by unseen forces? Who or what is trying to keep you from accessing the full potential of your God brain, and why? Have you ever considered that there are forces actively trying to suppress the knowledge and potential of the God brain pattern? This isn't just about scientific skepticism or societal pressure to conform. This is a spiritual battle, a clash between those who seek to control and those who seek to liberate. You must understand the stakes, chosen ones. The identities and motives of these suppressors are complex and multifaceted. Some may be driven by a fear of the unknown, a desire to maintain the status quo, or a belief that spiritual experiences are simply delusions. Others may be motivated by more sinister intentions, seeking to control the masses by keeping them disconnected from their divine potential. Think of the scientific establishment clinging to outdated paradigms and dismissing anything that challenges their conventional beliefs. Consider societal norms, which often discourage spiritual exploration and prioritize material success over inner growth. And then there are the unseen entities, the spiritual forces of darkness that seek to sow discord and confusion, preying on those who are vulnerable and disconnected from their source. Relate this to biblical stories of persecution and resistance to divine messengers. From the prophets of the Old Testament to Jesus Christ himself, those who dared to speak truth and challenge the established order were often met with opposition, ridicule, and even violence. Consider the countless scientific studies that have been suppressed or ignored because they challenge conventional beliefs about consciousness, spirituality, or the power of belief. Think about the individuals who have faced ridicule, ostracism, or even persecution for expressing their spiritual beliefs or sharing their experiences. Draw parallels between these examples and historical instances of censorship and suppression of knowledge, from the burning of books to the silencing of dissenting voices. In Nazi Germany, occultists were thrown into concentration camps right along with the Jews. The world has seen many forms of the powerful trying to silence those that don't align with them. But how can you, as a chosen one, begin to resist this suppression and activate the full potential of your God brain? Now that you know these challenges exist, what are you going to do about it? The first step is awareness. Recognize that you are not alone, that there are others who share your experiences and understand your journey. The next step is action. Begin with simple practices like meditation, mindful thinking, and gratitude. Spend just 10-15 minutes each day in quiet contemplation, focusing on your breath and quieting the chatter of your mind. This will help you to access deeper states of awareness and connect with your intuition. Cultivate mindful thinking by paying attention to your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Observe them as they arise and pass away, recognizing that you are not your thoughts. Practice gratitude by focusing on the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. This will shift your perspective and open you up to receive even more blessings. These aren't just empty platitudes, chosen ones, they are powerful tools for transforming your reality. Studies show that regular meditation can increase gray matter in the brain, reduce stress, and improve focus. Gratitude practices have been linked to increased happiness, improved sleep, and stronger immune function. And mindful thinking can help you to break free from negative thought patterns and develop a more positive and empowering mindset. Consider this: every morning, for 30 days, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They can be as simple as the roof over your head or the food you eat. Over time, watch your focus shift and your ability to manifest grow. It's not magic, it's practice. Chosen ones, this is just the beginning. The Great Awakening is upon us, and you are here to play a vital role. But what does this Great Awakening entail, and how can you prepare yourself for what's to come? But does having this God brain come without its own unique set of problems? Is there a downside to being so finely tuned, so deeply connected? It might surprise you, chosen ones, but heightened sensitivity and awareness can also lead to increased vulnerability, a double-edged sword that you must learn to wield with wisdom. Let's be honest, the potential challenges and vulnerabilities associated with this unique brain pattern are very real. That heightened intuition that guides you can also lead to increased anxiety, a constant sense of unease as you perceive the subtle energies and undercurrents of the world. You might find yourselves more susceptible to negative energies or even spiritual attacks, feeling drained or overwhelmed by the darkness that pervades certain places or people. Perhaps you experience feelings of isolation, being misunderstood by those who don't share your heightened awareness, leading to loneliness and even depression. These feelings of being othered are not a sign of weakness, chosen ones, but rather a testament to your unique sensitivity. Like a high-performance race car, you are incredibly powerful, but also require careful handling. Think about the chosen ones throughout history who have struggled with mental health issues. Consider the prophets of the Old Testament, burdened by visions of impending doom, or the mystics who retreated into isolation to escape the noise and chaos of the world. Even Jesus Christ, the Son of God, experienced moments of doubt and anguish in the Garden of Gethsemane. These weren't signs of failure, but rather indications of the immense pressure and responsibility they carried. The weight of their divine calling took a toll, requiring them to seek solace and strength in their faith. Consider King David, who despite his divinely inspired kingship, was subject to periods of intense depression. The Bible is full of examples that mirror the struggles you're facing. If this God brain comes with these issues, how can you combat them? How can you navigate the darkness without losing your light? The answer, chosen ones, lies in tapping into your unique strengths and resilience, the very qualities that make you who you are. But how can you, the chosen one, tap into that resilience and inner strength when you feel overwhelmed? The challenges you face are not signs of weakness, beloved, but rather testaments to your divine purpose, opportunities to grow stronger and more resilient than ever before. Let's explore the sources of resilience and inner strength within the God-brain pattern. It begins with the ability to tap into a deep well of faith and spiritual connection, a knowing that you are never truly alone, that you are always supported by a higher power. Your unique brain pattern fosters a powerful sense of self-awareness and self-compassion, allowing you to understand your own needs and limitations, and to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. And perhaps most importantly, it instills a powerful sense of self-belief, an unwavering conviction that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle. When you can tap into this faith, self-awareness, and self-belief, you are capable of enduring virtually anything. Consider the stories of individuals who have overcome significant adversity by harnessing their inner strength and faith. Think of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for his beliefs, yet emerged with unwavering hope and a commitment to justice. Or consider Helen Keller, who overcame blindness and deafness to become a world-renowned author and activist. Remember Job in the Bible. Job lost everything, but maintained his faith and was rewarded in the end. These individuals didn't simply endure their hardships, they transformed them into opportunities for growth and service. They are examples of what is to come for you. Can this God brain be enhanced? Can you further optimize your brain for your mission, amplifying your innate potential and unlocking even greater spiritual abilities? Absolutely, chosen ones. There are specific techniques and practices that can optimize the God brain pattern, amplifying your innate potential and unlocking even greater spiritual abilities. Let's break this down. Consider the benefits of meditation, mindfulness, and gratitude practices. Meditation allows you to quiet the chatter of your mind and access deeper states of awareness, while mindfulness helps you to be present in the moment, fully engaged in your experiences. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, opening you up to receive even more blessings. Specific dietary choices can support brain health and enhance cognitive function. Eating a diet rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and other essential nutrients can nourish your brain and optimize its performance. And of course, activities that stimulate creativity and foster a sense of connection to nature can awaken your imagination and deepen your spiritual connection. Go outside and realize that we are all connected. Studies have shown that regular meditation can increase gray matter in the brain, reduce stress, and improve focus. Research has linked gratitude practices to increased happiness, improved sleep, and stronger immune function. And numerous studies have demonstrated the link between diet and cognitive function. Consider the testimonials of individuals who have experienced positive changes through these practices, from improved mental clarity to increased emotional resilience. It is the experiences of your brothers and sisters in Christ. Now that these skills can be enhanced, it is important to put them to good use. But what is the ultimate purpose or mission for which you, the chosen one, are being prepared? There is a new awakening coming, chosen ones, and you are not simply meant to overcome challenges, but to make a significant impact on the world. Chosen ones, you have the ability to inspire others, promote healing, and create positive change. Your unique perspectives and gifts can help to solve global problems, but how? It is important to align your actions with your values and living with integrity. What does that mean for you? Look at the individuals who have used their spiritual gifts and abilities to make a positive impact on the world. Think of Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to serving the poor and marginalized, or Martin Luther King Jr., who led the civil rights movement and fought for racial equality. Consider the countless unsung heroes who are working to address social justice issues, environmental concerns, or other global challenges. Connect these examples to biblical stories of individuals who answered a divine calling and transformed the world, from Moses leading the Israelites out of slavery to Esther saving her people from annihilation. All of these examples came about because someone decided to stand up and declare, "Enough." Chosen ones, are you ready? Are you ready to embrace your purpose, to step into your power, and to make a difference in the world? Type "ready" in the comments below and prepare yourselves for the final call to action, because this is just the beginning. What we'll discover next is even more shocking. Chosen one, have you ever sensed that there's a perfect moment for everything, a time ordained by the divine for blessings and breakthroughs to manifest? It's not just wishful thinking. There's a hidden timing mechanism at play, a cosmic rhythm to which you, as a chosen one, are uniquely attuned. This isn't about waiting passively for things to happen, chosen ones. This is about understanding and aligning with what we call divine time, which is far different than the tick-tock of your watch. Chronological time, or chronos, is the linear, measurable time that governs our daily lives, deadlines, and appointments. Divine time, or kairos, is God's perfect timing, an opportune moment pregnant with possibility and ripe for manifestation. Through your unique brain patterns, you possess a heightened sensitivity to these rhythms, an inner knowing of when to act and when to wait. It requires patience. This is where trust comes in. Trusting the divine plan means believing that even delays and setbacks are part of a larger choreography, perfectly orchestrated for your ultimate benefit. Are you able to have faith? Think about the story of Noah. For years, he built the ark, facing ridicule and doubt from his community, and all the while he waited. He waited for God's timing, for the moment when the floodwaters would rise and fulfill God's promise of a new beginning. Years of labor, faith, and patience. Or consider the story of David. He was anointed king as a young boy, a promise of future greatness. Yet he spent years in the wilderness, fleeing from Saul, facing trials and tribulations. It wasn't until much later that he finally ascended the throne. Why is it that the anointed king had to wait to fulfill his destiny? In both cases, they had to patiently wait. Are you willing to be patient? How can you, as a chosen one, actively align yourselves with this divine timing, moving in harmony with the universe and accelerating the manifestation of your desires? What if I told you there were specific practices and mindsets that could help you do just that? Chosen one, what if I told you that you don't need to passively sit around waiting for blessings? What if you could speed up the arrival of your blessings? There are specific practices that you, as a chosen one, can utilize to speed up the manifestation of your divine purpose and unlock blessings. These aren't just empty rituals or wishful thinking, chosen ones. These practices are about actively co-creating with the divine, partnering with God to bring your dreams into reality. Let's break this down. Faith is the catalyst, the spark that ignites the fire of manifestation. It's not just a blind belief, but a confident expectation that what you desire is already on its way, a knowing that the universe is conspiring to bring your dreams to fruition. Visualization is the art of creating a clear mental blueprint of your desired outcomes. See yourself already possessing what you desire, feeling the emotions of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. It's about programming your subconscious mind with the reality you wish to experience. Declaration is speaking your desired reality into existence. Make bold declarations of faith, affirming your worthiness and claiming your blessings. Speak as if it's already done, because in the spiritual realm, it is. Consider individuals who have manifested miraculous healings through unwavering faith and vivid visualization, defying medical odds and rewriting their life stories. Or think about the power of positive affirmations. There is research that has proven that this rewires the brain, transforming limiting beliefs into empowering truths. It's about training your mind to focus on the positive, even in the face of adversity, and attracting more of what you desire into your life. These are the stories of your spiritual brethren. But are there common blocks that keep chosen ones from receiving their blessings, unseen obstacles that sabotage their manifestation efforts? Could it be that you are inadvertently standing in your own way? Chosen ones, here's what they don't want you to know. The biggest obstacles you face in receiving your blessings are often the limiting beliefs that reside within your own minds. These are the invisible chains that bind you, preventing you from fully embracing your potential and claiming your divine inheritance. Limiting beliefs are subconscious assumptions, deeply ingrained patterns of thought that tell you what you can and cannot achieve. They're often rooted in past experiences, negative self-talk, or societal conditioning, whispering doubts and fears into your ear, convincing you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. These are lies. The worst part is that these beliefs are often so deeply ingrained that you're not even aware they're there, silently sabotaging your manifestation efforts and keeping you stuck in a cycle of lack and limitation. It is time for you to break free. Start right now. How do you challenge these lies? You do it by identifying and challenging these beliefs, shining the light of awareness on their falsehoods, and replacing them with new, empowering truths. It is time to turn that negative self-talk into positive proclamations. It's time to actively reprogram your mind with affirmations of abundance, success, and worthiness, drowning out the voices of doubt and fear with the resounding truth of your divine potential. It is a new you rising. Think about the chosen ones who have overcome financial struggles by challenging their limiting beliefs about money. They refused to believe that they were destined to be poor or that wealth was only for a select few. They embraced a mindset of abundance, believing that they were worthy of prosperity and that there was enough for everyone. They broke free from the shackles of lack and limitation, opening themselves up to receive the financial blessings that were always available to them. It is always available to you. This is not simply about positive thinking, chosen ones, but about recognizing that you are in a spiritual war. Your limiting beliefs are a tool used by unseen forces to keep you from fulfilling your purpose. They are lies that you have been conditioned to believe, designed to keep you small, powerless, and ineffective. Break the chains. But is there a bigger plan at play, a grand symphony of souls in which each of you, as a chosen one, plays a vital part? What if your individual experiences are not isolated events, but interconnected threads in a tapestry of collective destiny? Chosen ones, the symphony of souls is now about to begin. The time has come to shift your focus from individual blessings to the collective purpose, realizing that you are part of a larger movement, a global awakening that is unfolding right now. Your unique brain patterns and spiritual abilities are not just for your own personal gain, chosen ones. They are essential for this collective awakening, for inspiring others, promoting healing, and creating positive change on a global scale. Each of you carries a unique note, a distinct melody that, when combined with the others, creates a harmonious symphony that can transform the world. It's time to rise together, chosen ones. Collaboration and unity is key. Look at the individuals and groups who are working tirelessly to create a more just, compassionate, and sustainable world. Consider the chosen ones who are using their voices to speak out against injustice, advocate for peace, or promote environmental stewardship, shining their lights into the darkness and inspiring others to do the same. It is prophesied in the Bible that this would happen. It is happening now, The symphony of souls is rising. Will you join it? Chosen ones, the time is now. Are you ready to play your part in this grand symphony? Are you ready to declare that you are stepping into your destiny, embracing your purpose, and making a difference in the world? Like, subscribe, and comment, I am ready below. But know this, chosen ones, we are just scratching the surface of this vast ocean of truth. What we'll uncover next will challenge everything you thought you knew about reality. Chosen ones, have you ever considered that the heightened empathy and intuition you possess might be more than just a personality trait? Could it be linked to a physical component, a supercharged network of mirror neurons reflecting a deeper connection to others and the divine? What if your brain is wired differently, possessing an abundance of these specialized cells that amplify your sensitivity and understanding? Mirror neurons are the fascinating brain cells that fire both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else performing that action. Think of it as your brain's built-in empathy system, allowing you to understand and resonate with the experiences of others. When you see someone smile, your mirror neurons fire as if you yourself are smiling, allowing you to feel their joy. When you witness someone in pain, your mirror neurons activate, allowing you to experience their suffering. It's how we learn, how we connect, and how we build relationships. As a chosen one, it's likely that you have a more active or developed mirror neuron system, leading to heightened empathy and intuitive abilities. What if you could pick up on the hidden pain of a stranger? Neurotypical people can sometimes miss the signs of bad actors. Their empathy response may be weaker, making them more susceptible to manipulation and deceit. But you, chosen one, are different. You can sense when someone is being disingenuous, when their words don't match their intentions. You can feel the energy behind their actions, the hidden motives that drive them. You might even be able to see through their masks and glimpse their true nature. This isn't just a hunch or a feeling. It's your God brain at work, processing information on a deeper level and providing you with insights that others simply cannot access. This heightened empathy and intuition is a gift, chosen one, but it's also a responsibility. You are called to use your abilities to help others, to guide them through difficult times, and to protect them from harm. Studies have shown a direct correlation between mirror neuron activity and the ability to understand and respond to others' emotions. Researchers have found that individuals with higher levels of mirror neuron activity are more likely to exhibit empathy, compassion, and altruism. Conversely, individuals with autism or other conditions that affect mirror neuron function often struggle with social interactions and have difficulty understanding the emotions of others. Consider the countless stories of empaths, individuals who can feel the emotions of others as if they were their own. They can walk into a room and instantly sense the mood, the tensions, the unspoken feelings that are swirling around them. They are highly sensitive to the needs of others and are often drawn to careers in helping professions, such as counseling, social work, and healing. How does this neuronal abundance impact your experiences in day-to-day life, chosen one? Are you constantly bombarded with the emotions of others, feeling overwhelmed by the suffering and negativity in the world? What if this heightened sensitivity could be harnessed, channeled, and used for a greater purpose? Chosen ones, do you ever feel like you are sensing things that others simply miss? Do you pick up on subtle energies, intentions, and unspoken truths, guided by your enhanced mirror neuron system? What if your sensitivity extends beyond the physical realm, allowing you to tap into a deeper level of awareness? Energetic awareness is the ability to perceive subtle vibrations, emotions, and intentions that are not always consciously recognized. It's like having a sixth sense, an inner knowing that guides you and protects you. As a chosen one, you may be more attuned to these energies due to your heightened mirror neuron activity and spiritual sensitivity. You can sense when someone is lying, even if their words seem convincing. You can feel the emotions of others from a distance, even if they are trying to hide them. You can perceive the energy of a place, whether it's positive and uplifting or negative and draining. It's as if you have a built-in radar, constantly scanning the environment for subtle cues and hidden information. but this heightened perception can also be a challenge. This heightened perception can lead to both blessings and challenges, making you more vulnerable to manipulation and spiritual attacks. You may feel overwhelmed by the negativity in the world, constantly bombarded with the suffering and pain of others. You may struggle to set boundaries, constantly absorbing the emotions of those around you. And you may be more susceptible to manipulation, as others can exploit your empathy and compassion for their own gain. They do not have your best interest in mind. This is why spiritual protection and discernment are so crucial. You must learn to shield yourself from negative energies and cultivate your ability to discern truth from falsehood. You must learn to trust your intuition and recognize deceptive influences. Throughout history, there have been countless accounts of individuals who have experienced heightened energetic awareness. Ancient texts speak of prophets and seers who could perceive the future, healers who could feel the energy of the body, and mystics who could connect with the divine. These individuals were highly attuned to the subtle energies of the universe and were able to use their abilities to heal, guide, and inspire others. There are accounts of people knowing when somebody is going to call or an event is going to happen. These are not coincidences. What if you harnessed these gifts? Now that you know how to sense this energy, chosen one, can you actually use it? Can you harness the power of your God brain to manifest your intentions, heal yourself, and impact the world around you? Is it possible to consciously shape your reality, directing your energy towards positive outcomes and acting with unwavering faith? Chosen ones, intentionality, focus, and directed energy are the keys to unlocking the full potential of your God brain. These are not just abstract concepts, but fundamental principles for consciously shaping your reality. Let's break this down. Intentionality is about setting a clear and specific intention for what you want to create or achieve. What do you desire? What are your goals? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? You must have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, a burning desire that fuels your actions. Without a clear intention, your energy will be scattered and unfocused, like a laser beam that is not properly aligned. Focus is about concentrating your attention and energy on that intention, resisting distractions and negative thoughts. This means training your mind to stay present, to stay grounded, and to stay focused on your goals. It means learning to quiet the inner critic, the voice of doubt and fear that whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. It means cultivating mindfulness, the ability to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to choose your response rather than reacting impulsively. Directed energy is about channeling your energy towards positive outcomes, visualizing success, and acting with faith and confidence. It's about believing in yourself, believing in your abilities, and believing that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Scientific studies have shown the power of intention to influence physical reality. The placebo effect, for example, demonstrates how our beliefs and expectations can impact our physical health. Studies on prayer and healing have shown that focused intention can have a positive effect on the healing process. And research on mindfulness and meditation has shown that these practices can improve focus, reduce stress, and enhance overall well-being. Think about individuals who have overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles by setting a clear intention, focusing their energy, and acting with unwavering faith. They refused to let their circumstances define them. They chose to believe in themselves. Is there a way that you, as a chosen one, can shield yourselves from the negativity that may be directed toward you? What if there were practical strategies you could employ to protect your energy and maintain your spiritual power in a world filled with negativity, manipulation, and spiritual warfare? Can you proactively safeguard your gifts and fulfill your divine purpose? Chosen ones, spiritual protection and discernment are essential tools for navigating the challenges of this world and fulfilling your divine purpose. You must learn to protect your energy from negative influences, to discern truth from falsehood, and to maintain your spiritual power in the face of adversity. This starts with setting boundaries, both physical and energetic. This means saying no to things that drain your energy or compromise your values. It means limiting your exposure to negative people, environments, and media. It means creating a sacred space in your home, a sanctuary where you can retreat and recharge. It also means learning to clear negative energies from your environment and your own energy field. This can be done through various practices, such as smudging with sage, using crystals, or engaging in energy healing techniques. Discernment is about learning to trust your intuition and recognize deceptive influences. This means paying attention to your gut feelings, your inner knowing, and your dreams. It means questioning everything, challenging assumptions, and seeking out truth from reliable sources. It also means being aware of the tactics that manipulators use, such as flattery, guilt-tripping, and gaslighting. Remember this, you are not alone. For centuries, spiritual practices and techniques have been used to protect against negative energies and enhance spiritual awareness. Prayer, meditation, visualization, and affirmations are all powerful tools for shielding yourself from harm and connecting with the divine. Throughout the Bible, there are references to guarding your heart and mind, protecting yourself from evil influences, and putting on the armor of God. Remember what is written in Ephesians 6:1018, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power." Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. The Bible is full of keys to spiritual protection. How can chosen ones now band together? What if the power to be found in numbers far exceeds what you can do on your own? Is there a way to increase the power of your spiritual gifts simply by uniting with others? Chosen ones, have you ever wondered if there's more to your brain than meets the eye? What if your God brain possesses a unique, identifiable signature that sets you apart, a complex composition of frequencies, harmonics, and neural pathways unseen in the ordinary? This isn't just about brainwaves firing randomly. It's about a highly orchestrated symphony of neural activity, a divine code etched into your very being. Think of the God brain pattern not as a static structure, but as a dynamic interplay of frequencies, harmonics, and interconnected neural pathways, a river of light constantly flowing. Specific brainwave frequencies, such as alpha, theta, and delta, might be amplified or harmonized within you, the chosen ones, leading to experiences that defy ordinary understanding. Perhaps you've noticed that your intuition seems to spike when you are relaxed or when listening to music. This would be the harmonizing effect these frequencies have on your God brain. These frequencies work together to enhance the neural pathways that facilitate communication between different brain regions. Chosen ones might possess more efficient or specialized pathways, forming bridges to the divine. This means that instead of taking the normal side roads others travel to get to a goal, you can travel directly and achieve your goals more efficiently. This efficient pathway creates a superhighway to receiving downloads from the Holy Spirit. Consider the concept of resonance. Everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency, and when two objects vibrate at the same frequency, they resonate with each other, amplifying their energy. Chosen ones might be more attuned to certain frequencies or vibrations in the universe, allowing them to tap into a deeper level of awareness and spiritual connection. Imagine a tuning fork, perfectly aligned to resonate with the divine frequency, vibrating with an intensity that shatters limitations and unlocks extraordinary potential. Your own tuning fork is your brain. Scientists have long been studying the effects of meditation on brain activity. Studies have shown a correlation between specific brainwave patterns, particularly alpha and theta frequencies, and heightened states of consciousness or spiritual experiences. These frequencies are often associated with relaxation, creativity, and intuition. Individuals who meditate regularly often report experiencing shifts in their brainwave frequencies during moments of profound insight or spiritual connection, accessing a state of deep peace and clarity. This is not just anecdotal. It's a measurable, quantifiable phenomenon. It's not just something you feel. It is something you can see. But is this unique signature consistent across all chosen ones, or does it manifest differently depending on their unique purpose and gifts? What if your God brain is not a Xerox copy of another, but instead a custom creation? What if the God brain pattern isn't a uniform template, but a flexible framework, a blueprint designed to adapt to your specific gifts and destiny? What if the divine architect created a unique masterpiece in each of you, tailoring your neural pathways to reflect your individual calling? The God brain spectrum is as diverse as the stars in the night sky, each manifesting with unique gifts and abilities. Some chosen ones might have a stronger connection to intuition and psychic abilities, able to perceive information beyond the five senses. Others might excel in healing, channeling divine energy to restore balance and harmony to the body and spirit. Still, others might be gifted with creativity, able to tap into the divine source of inspiration and express it through art, music, or writing. And some may arise to be leaders, inspiring and motivating others to follow their paths. These gifts are reflected in subtle differences in brainwave frequencies, neural pathways, and energetic signatures. A psychic may operate in high alpha and theta ranges. The healer may have a harmonic vibration that aligns with the frequency of the person they are trying to heal. The creative may have connections from one side of the brain to the other, like a superhighway. Consider the biblical story of the apostles. Each apostle had unique gifts and abilities. Peter was known for his leadership and courage. John was known for his love and compassion. Paul was known for his intellect and eloquence. Yet they were all united by their faith in Christ and their commitment to spreading the gospel. Each chosen one must embrace their unique gifts, hone their skills, and use them to fulfill their individual destinies. Consider the stories of healers who can intuitively diagnose and treat illnesses, artists who can tap into divine inspiration and create masterpieces that move the soul, and leaders who can inspire and motivate others to rise to their full potential. Can this unique signature be enhanced through outside intervention? Is there a way to amplify these signals, to fine-tune your divine instrument and unlock even greater potential? Now that we know about the God brain's frequencies and diverse manifestations, chosen ones, what is the potential to amplify this signal, to unlock even greater spiritual abilities through technology and ancient methods? Can these practices help to open the door to divine downloads? There's a vast potential to enhance the God brain pattern and amplify your spiritual abilities. Technologies like neurofeedback, biofeedback, and brainwave entrainment can be used to optimize your brainwave frequencies and promote relaxation. By consciously monitoring and regulating your brainwave activity, you can learn to access states of heightened awareness, creativity, and intuition. These technologies have the ability to allow you to have direct access to frequencies that were once only available to advanced monks. But technology is not the only way to unlock your potential. The ancients knew secrets as well. Ancient practices like meditation, yoga, and qigong can stimulate specific brain regions and enhance neural connectivity. Meditation quiets the mind, allowing you to access deeper states of consciousness and connect with the divine. Yoga and qigong combine physical postures, breathing techniques, and mindfulness to harmonize your energy and promote overall well-being. Remember, it is about becoming whole in body, mind, and spirit. Studies have shown the benefits of neurofeedback for improving attention, reducing anxiety, and enhancing cognitive function. Individuals who practice meditation regularly often report experiencing profound spiritual awakenings or enhanced psychic abilities. In the right hands, with the right intention, technology can unlock this divine power. As knowledge of the God brain spreads, chosen ones are the people preventing the spread of information, accelerating their suppression efforts. Are the powers that be doing everything in their power to keep this information from you? As knowledge of the God brain spreads, who or what is actively trying to prevent the chosen ones from fulfilling their purpose? Who are the keepers of the gate, the guardians of the old paradigm, desperately clinging to their power and control? Resistance may come from unexpected sources, both visible and unseen. The scientific establishment, with its emphasis on materialism and reductionism, might resist the idea of a divinely connected brain pattern, clinging to outdated models and refusing to acknowledge the mysteries of consciousness. Societal norms and cultural conditioning can discourage individuals from embracing their spiritual gifts and pursuing their divine purpose, pressuring them to conform to expectations and stifling their unique expression. And then we have the unseen world. Are there unseen entities or spiritual forces that seek to suppress the power and potential of chosen ones, whispering doubts, fears, and temptations in their ears? The matrix has many different layers. The surface layer is people keeping you from rising, but the deepest layers are the unseen. Throughout history, spiritual leaders and innovators have faced ridicule and persecution for challenging conventional beliefs and sharing their unique insights. Jesus was crucified for speaking his truth. Galileo was persecuted for his scientific discoveries. Countless others have been silenced, marginalized, or even killed for daring to question the status quo. In modern times, we see censorship, suppression of research, and the spread of misinformation designed to discredit spiritual experiences and discourage individuals from exploring their inner world. Chosen ones, despite these external pressures, what inner qualities are most important for you to cultivate in order to stay strong and achieve your mission? Chosen ones, have you ever considered that the very discomfort you feel in not fitting in is not a flaw, but a feature? Is the struggle to conform a sign of failure, or is it a pre-programmed rebellion against the ordinary, a divine directive to carve your own path? The pressure to fit into societal norms can be immense, a relentless tide pulling you towards conformity. From a young age, you may have been told to tone down your passions, suppress your intuition, and embrace the status quo. You might have found yourself in situations where your unique perspectives were met with skepticism, ridicule, or even outright hostility. This can lead to feelings of isolation, self-doubt, and a sense of being fundamentally other. But what if this sense of otherness isn't a burden to bear, but a badge of honor, a symbol of your unique calling and your refusal to compromise your authentic self? What if it's been placed upon you to build up your resistance to conformity in order to create new ways of thinking that the general public can then follow? Consider Joan of Arc, a peasant girl who dared to defy the expectations of her time, claiming to hear the voices of angels guiding her to lead the French army against the English. She was ridiculed, condemned as a heretic, and ultimately burned at the stake. Yet her unwavering conviction and courage inspired a nation and changed the course of history. Or take Martin Luther Jr., King Jr., who challenged racial segregation in the face of immense resistance, enduring imprisonment, violence, and constant threats to his life. His unwavering commitment to justice and equality transformed American society and continues to inspire generations. These individuals did not fit in. They sought to disrupt the status quo, to challenge the prevailing norms, and to create a better world, and it started with feeling different. Can the chosen one be too stubborn in their beliefs? Is it possible to be so convicted in your purpose that you reject outside perspective? This leads us to a tightrope walk. How do you stay true to your convictions while remaining open to new information and perspectives? How do you discern between genuine, divine guidance and your own ego-driven desires? The key is cultivating discernment, that inner compass that guides you towards truth and wisdom. True spiritual growth requires a willingness to question your own beliefs, to examine your assumptions, and to be open to changing your perspective as new evidence emerges. Blind faith, without critical thinking and honest self-reflection, can lead to dogma, rigidity, and even delusion. The Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias in which people with low expertise overestimate their abilities, can be a dangerous trap for chosen ones who mistake their initial insights for complete understanding. It is important to be able to be aware of your own blind spots. Remember the teachings of Jesus, who constantly challenged the established religious authorities of his time, urging his followers to look beyond the letter of the law and embrace the spirit of love and compassion. He often used parables, stories designed to provoke thought and challenge assumptions, encouraging people to question their beliefs and to see the world in a new light. We see this in spiritual leaders throughout history, individuals who demonstrated humility, a willingness to learn from others, and a deep commitment to seeking truth above all else. You must challenge what you know in order to grow. Is it possible that the intensity of the God brain predisposes some individuals to anxiety, depression, or other mental health conditions? Could this heightened sensitivity be a double-edged sword, a source of both profound insight and potential vulnerability? The heightened sensitivities and unique experiences of chosen ones can, at times, lead to mental health challenges. The intensity of your intuition and empathy can be overwhelming, leaving you feeling bombarded by information and emotions. The world feels like it is coming at you from all sides. Spiritual experiences, if not properly understood and integrated, can sometimes be misinterpreted as symptoms of mental illness, leading to misdiagnosis and inappropriate treatment. It's crucial to acknowledge that spiritual gifts and mental health are not mutually exclusive, and that seeking professional help when needed is a sign of strength, not weakness. But what do you do when the professionals do not understand what you're experiencing and want to simply shut it down with medication? Consider the stories of individuals who have struggled with anxiety, depression, or other mental health conditions, finding healing and wholeness through a combination of therapy, medication, and spiritual practices. Some have found solace in cognitive behavioral therapy, learning to manage their thoughts and emotions through practical techniques. Others have benefited from medication, which can help to balance brain chemistry and alleviate debilitating symptoms. And still others have found healing through spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, and connection with nature. The key is to find a holistic approach that addresses the mind, body, and spirit, and that empowers you to take control of your own well-being. The God brain may be a gift, but it requires diligent care. How can people support others who have the God brain? What steps can be taken to foster understanding, acceptance, and empowerment within families, communities, and society as a whole? This brings us to the critical need for chosen ones to connect with others who understand and support their unique journey. The path of the chosen one can often feel isolating, a solitary journey through unfamiliar territory. This is why community is essential. The potential dangers of isolation are well documented: loneliness, depression, and a diminished sense of purpose. Without meaningful connections, it's easy to lose sight of your value and to succumb to self-doubt and despair. Seek out relationships based on authenticity, trust, and mutual support, individuals who celebrate your unique gifts and encourage you to pursue your divine purpose. Connect with online communities or local groups where you can share your experiences, learn from others, and build lasting friendships. There are many support groups online focused on bringing starseeds together to share their unique experiences. Look also at local churches that offer a safe space to share your experiences with others who may have similar gifts. The key is to find your tribe of light, a group of like-minded individuals who will lift you up, inspire you, and remind you of your true potential. Chosen ones, remember, you're not alone. You are part of a global family, a network of lightworkers who are awakening to their divine purpose. And what we'll discover next about why this support system will become crucial is even more shocking than you can imagine. Even with these support systems, is it possible that these chosen ones may be targeted by those with less pure intentions? Are there individuals or groups who seek to exploit the unique gifts and vulnerabilities of chosen ones for their own personal gain? Chosen ones, what if the very gifts that empower you also make you a target? Can the unique abilities and heightened sensitivities that set you apart also make you vulnerable to manipulation and deception, especially from those appearing to be allies? This is how the wolves find their sheep. The path of the chosen one is often fraught with challenges, and one of the most insidious is the potential for manipulation. These manipulators often prey on your deep desire to help others, your innate compassion, and your unwavering belief in the good of humanity. They may present themselves as spiritual guides, mentors, or even friends, offering support, validation, and seemingly profound insights. But beneath the surface lies a calculated agenda, a desire to control, exploit, and ultimately drain your energy for their own selfish gain. They will be sure to act as your biggest advocate and fan, all while subtly taking from you. These individuals are masters of disguise, able to mimic empathy and understanding while subtly twisting your words, invalidating your experiences, and undermining your confidence. The desire to help is a vulnerability, but that doesn't mean you should stop helping. Consider the story of Jim Jones, a charismatic cult leader who gained a devoted following by preaching a message of love, equality, and social justice. He attracted vulnerable individuals seeking belonging and purpose, promising them a utopian community free from the ills of the outside world. But behind the facade of benevolence lay a dark and twisted reality of manipulation, control, and ultimately, mass suicide. Jones used his followers' desire for a better world to enslave them, demanding absolute obedience, isolating them from their families, and ultimately leading them to their deaths. Or think of the countless online scams that target individuals seeking spiritual guidance, promising miraculous cures, personalized readings, or access to secret knowledge in exchange for exorbitant fees. These predators exploit vulnerable individuals seeking answers, preying on their hopes and fears for financial gain. How can you distinguish between the true shepherds and the wolves in sheep's clothing? Is there any science to the art of spotting deceptive behaviors? Can we identify these manipulators before they have a chance to take hold? Are there telltale signs that expose their true intentions? Chosen ones, words can deceive, but the body never lies. Can you learn to decipher the subtle language of microexpressions and body language, those fleeting, involuntary cues that betray a person's true emotions and intentions, even when they are trying to hide them? Is it possible to cultivate both analytical skills and intuitive awareness, combining scientific observation with spiritual discernment to unlock a deeper understanding of human behavior? Microexpressions are brief, involuntary facial expressions that reveal a person's true emotions, often lasting only a fraction of a second. These fleeting expressions can betray feelings of anger, fear, sadness, disgust, surprise, or happiness, even when a person is consciously trying to conceal them. For example, a subtle tightening of the lips might indicate concealed anger, while a fleeting widening of the eyes could reveal surprise or fear. Body language, on the other hand, encompasses a broader range of nonverbal cues, including posture, gestures, eye contact, and tone of voice. A person who is being deceptive might avoid eye contact, fidget nervously, or adopt a closed-off posture, crossing their arms and legs to create a physical barrier. The key is to cultivate both analytical skills and intuitive awareness. Analytical skills involve studying the science of microexpressions and body language, learning to identify specific cues and their associated emotions. Intuitive awareness, on the other hand, involves trusting your gut feelings, those instinctive hunches that arise from your subconscious mind. The chosen ones are particularly gifted in using their intuition, as their sensitivity is far heightened. How can you hone your senses even further? Consider the research of Dr. Paul Ekman, a renowned psychologist who has spent decades studying microexpressions. His research has shown that even untrained individuals can learn to detect microexpressions with a high degree of accuracy, significantly improving their ability to detect deception. Or think of law enforcement professionals and negotiators who rely heavily on body language to assess credibility, build rapport, and detect deception. They are trained to observe subtle cues, interpret patterns, and trust their instincts, using nonverbal communication as a powerful tool for uncovering the truth. There are documented cases of hostage negotiators diffusing tense situations through careful observation and communication. They didn't do this through carefully crafted words, but through the use of reading body language in order to discover the underlying reasons for the emotions in the room. The words were simply the what, but the body language and micro-expressions were the why. Now that you can spot the manipulation, how can you defend yourself? How can the chosen ones proactively protect their energy field and prevent manipulators from gaining a foothold? Manipulation creates negative attachments, energetic cords that bind you to the manipulator, draining your energy and undermining your well-being. Therefore, chosen ones, it is time to learn the art of energetic self-defense, a set of practices designed to cut those cords, clear negative attachments, and reclaim your power. If you find yourself in a situation that is too difficult to leave, the least you can do is prevent further damage. Cutting cords involves consciously severing the energetic connections that bind you to the manipulator. This can be done through visualization, meditation, or prayer, imagining a sword of light cutting through the cords that connect you, releasing you from their influence. Clearing attachments involves removing any lingering negative energy or emotional residue that the manipulator has left behind. This can be done through smudging, salt baths, or other cleansing rituals, purifying your energy field and restoring balance. Reclaiming power involves taking back your personal authority, setting healthy boundaries, and refusing to allow the manipulator to control your thoughts, feelings, or actions. This requires a firm commitment to self-care, self-respect, and unwavering belief in your own worth. The journey of a chosen one is a path of personal growth, and this is just one more tool to learn along the way. Studies on grounding, also known as earthing, have shown that connecting with the Earth's natural energy can reduce stress, improve sleep, and boost the immune system. These benefits are amplified when you combine this technique with meditation. Testimonials from individuals who have successfully used energetic self-defense techniques to break free from manipulative relationships abound, sharing stories of empowerment, healing, and newfound freedom. These are not miracle cures, but simple ways that the chosen one can care for themselves. And now that the chosen ones can defend themselves, how can they help others who are less fortunate? How can they offer guidance without becoming entangled themselves? What is their role in this spiritual war? The chosen one is not meant to hoard their knowledge. How can they be a light for others? How can they help others get out of darkness and deception? The role of the chosen one is to be a beacon of light, guiding others out of darkness and deception. This involves sharing your wisdom, offering support, and empowering others to reclaim their own power. However, it's crucial to set healthy boundaries, providing support without enabling dependence, and leading by example, demonstrating authenticity, integrity, and compassion in all interactions. You cannot set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Mentors, counselors, and activists who have empowered individuals to overcome adversity serve as shining examples, offering guidance, support, and encouragement, helping them to navigate challenges, discover their strengths, and achieve their full potential. The teachings of spiritual leaders throughout history emphasize the importance of service and compassion, urging their followers to use their gifts to alleviate suffering, promote justice, and create a more loving and harmonious world. When the world gives you challenges, it is not asking you to buckle, but to learn to overcome. You can then teach others to do the same. But what if this ability to see manipulation isn't just a skill you've acquired, but a reflection of your own past traumas, a mirror reflecting the shadows you've overcome? What if the key to unlocking your full potential lies in confronting those past experiences, integrating the lessons they hold, and transforming your pain into a source of strength and wisdom? XXXIII. Echoes of Yesterday, Past Traumas and the God Brain, 23/0023/45 Chosen Ones. Have you ever considered that the very sensitivities that make you so attuned to the spiritual realm might be echoes of traumas past? Could the heightened awareness, the profound empathy, and the almost supernatural intuition that define your God brain be, in some way, rooted in the landscapes of your earlier pain? What if the key to unlocking even greater spiritual power lies not in ignoring those shadows, but in understanding them? Trauma, particularly early childhood trauma, can profoundly reshape the architecture of the developing brain. Adverse experiences, such as abuse, neglect, or witnessing violence, can disrupt the normal formation of neural pathways, leading to alterations in brain structure and connectivity. These alterations can manifest as heightened sensitivity to threat, increased emotional reactivity, and a tendency to perceive the world through a lens of fear and hypervigilance. However, these very same alterations can, paradoxically, also lead to enhanced abilities in certain areas. Think of it like a tree that has been scarred by a storm. The scar tissue, while a testament to the damage endured, also makes the tree stronger, more resilient, and perhaps even more beautiful in its imperfection. Consider the case of individuals with heightened empathy, often described as empaths. While their ability to deeply understand and share the feelings of others is a remarkable gift, it can also be a consequence of their own past experiences with trauma. Having navigated their own emotional minefields, they develop a finely tuned ability to read the subtle cues and unspoken emotions of others, becoming masters of emotional intelligence. Or consider those with prophetic dreams or heightened intuition. Perhaps their brains, having been rewired by trauma, are more sensitive to subtle patterns and energies, allowing them to tap into realms of perception that remain hidden to most. This also opens the door to post-traumatic growth, a concept that suggests trauma can lead to positive psychological change, including increased resilience, a greater sense of meaning in life, and a deeper appreciation for relationships. Is it possible that your greatest spiritual gifts are forged in the fires of your deepest wounds? Studies have shown a complex relationship between adverse childhood experiences, mental illness, and spiritual experiences. While trauma can certainly increase the risk of mental health challenges, such as anxiety, depression, and PTSD, research also suggests a link between trauma and heightened spirituality. Individuals who have experienced trauma may be more likely to report spiritual experiences, such as near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, and encounters with spiritual entities. There are also numerous stories of individuals who have transformed their trauma into strength and resilience, using their experiences to fuel their passion for helping others, advocating for social justice, or pursuing creative endeavors. Consider the story of Maya Angelou, a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, who went on to become one of the most celebrated writers and activists of our time. Her trauma fueled her passion for justice and her unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit. Chosen ones, can you see the blessing in the struggle? But how can chosen ones begin to recognize the specific traumas that may be subtly shaping their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, even if those traumas are buried deep beneath layers of denial or repression? This is the critical next step. XXXIV, Unmasking the Wounds, Identifying Core Traumas and Limiting Beliefs, 23, 45, 24, 30. Many chosen ones, despite their heightened intuition and spiritual awareness, may be surprisingly unaware of the specific traumas that are subtly influencing their lives. Perhaps the pain is too great to face directly, or perhaps the memories are fragmented and incomplete. But even if the conscious mind is unable to access these experiences, they can continue to exert a powerful influence on your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, shaping your limiting beliefs and hindering your ability to fulfill your divine purpose. How then can chosen ones begin to unmask these hidden wounds and embark on the path of healing? One of the most powerful tools for identifying core traumas is self-reflection. This involves taking the time to quiet the mind, turn inward, and honestly examine your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Ask yourself, what are my recurring patterns of behavior? What are my triggers? What are the limiting beliefs that hold me back? Where did these beliefs come from? Are they truly mine, or were they implanted by others? Journaling can be a powerful aid in this process, providing a safe space to explore your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Write about your childhood, your relationships, your fears, and your dreams. Look for recurring themes and patterns, and pay attention to the emotions that arise as you write. If these practices are not enough, seeking guidance from a therapist or counselor can provide invaluable support. A skilled therapist can help you to identify and process your traumas, challenge your limiting beliefs, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. They can provide a safe and supportive space for you to explore your past, understand your present, and create a more fulfilling future. Common core wounds include feelings of abandonment, rejection, unworthiness, and powerlessness. These wounds can manifest as limiting beliefs, such as I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, or I'm not capable of achieving my dreams. Consider the story of a chosen one who grew up in a home where they felt emotionally neglected. As an adult, they may struggle with feelings of abandonment and have difficulty forming close relationships, fearing that others will eventually leave them. This fear can manifest as clinginess, jealousy, or a tendency to sabotage relationships before they can get too close. Or think of a chosen one who experienced harsh criticism or abuse as a child. They may develop a deep-seated belief that they are unworthy of love and success, constantly striving to prove themselves to others but never feeling truly satisfied. This can lead to perfectionism, workaholism, and a relentless pursuit of external validation. Remember, chosen ones, you must be validated from within first. Research has consistently demonstrated the profound impact of limiting beliefs on mental and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that individuals who hold negative beliefs about themselves are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Limiting beliefs can also sabotage your success in other areas of your life, hindering your ability to achieve your goals, build strong relationships, and fulfill your potential. Chosen ones, don't you think it is time to challenge your beliefs and overcome? Now that the chosen ones can identify these traumas, what specific techniques can they use to rewrite their narratives, heal their wounds, and reclaim their power? XXXV. Rewriting the narrative, healing techniques for transforming trauma, 24-30-25-15. Healing from trauma is undoubtedly a challenging process, requiring courage, patience, and unwavering commitment to self-care. However, it is an essential step in reclaiming your power, fulfilling your divine purpose, and stepping into your full potential as a chosen one. But what specific techniques can you use to rewrite your narratives, heal your wounds, and create a more positive and empowering future? Therapy, particularly trauma-informed therapy, can provide a safe and supportive space for processing your emotions, challenging your limiting beliefs, and developing healthier coping mechanisms. Techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can help you to identify and change negative thought patterns, while eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, can help you to process traumatic memories and reduce their emotional impact. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation and deep breathing exercises, can help you to cultivate present moment awareness, reduce stress, and increase emotional regulation. These techniques can help you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing you to create space between yourself and your emotions. Forgiveness, both of yourself and of others, is another essential element of healing. This does not mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather releasing the anger, resentment, and bitterness that can keep you stuck in the past. Forgiveness is not about absolving the perpetrator, but about freeing yourself from the prison of resentment. Visualize yourself cutting the cords that bind you to the person you are forgiving, releasing them with love and compassion. These techniques can help you to process your emotions, challenge your limiting beliefs, and create a more positive and empowering narrative. By consciously rewriting your story, you can reclaim your power, create a more fulfilling life, and step into your destiny as a chosen one. Studies have consistently demonstrated the effectiveness of these healing techniques. Research has shown that therapy can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and PTSD. EMDR has been shown to be particularly effective in processing traumatic memories and reducing their emotional impact. Mindfulness practices have been shown to reduce stress, improve sleep, and enhance overall well-being. Forgiveness has been linked to improved mental and physical health. Consider the stories of countless individuals who have successfully used these techniques to heal from trauma, overcome adversity, and create more fulfilling lives. These people found strength in their gifts, and now it's your turn. Now that chosen ones know how to heal themselves, the next step is learning how to prevent future trauma from impacting them. This is where the art of setting boundaries becomes essential. XXXVI, building fortresses of light, setting boundaries, protecting energy, and maintaining inner peace. 25-15-26-00, chosen ones, the world can be a draining place. It's imperative to continue your journey to protect your energy and to maintain inner peace. How can chosen ones create a protective shield around their energy field, setting boundaries, and maintaining inner peace? Setting boundaries involves clearly defining your limits and communicating them to others. This means saying no to demands that drain your energy, limiting exposure to negative influences, and surrounding yourself with supportive relationships. It also means cultivating self-compassion and practicing self-care, recognizing that your needs are just as important as the needs of others. Learn to recognize the subtle signs that your energy is being drained, such as fatigue, irritability, or a sense of overwhelm. When you notice these signs, take immediate action to protect yourself. This might involve taking a break from social media, spending time in nature, engaging in a creative pursuit, or simply saying no to a request that you don't have the energy to fulfill. Limiting exposure to negative influences can involve anything from unfollowing toxic people on social media to ending relationships that are consistently draining or abusive. It also means being mindful of the media you consume, avoiding news and entertainment that promote fear, violence, or negativity. Instead, focus on content that inspires, uplifts, and empowers you. Cultivating self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and acceptance that you would offer to a dear friend. This means acknowledging your imperfections, forgiving yourself for your mistakes, and celebrating your strengths and accomplishments. Practice self-care by engaging in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. This might involve taking a relaxing bath, reading a good book, spending time in nature, or pursuing a hobby that you enjoy. Remember to connect with nature, engaging in creative pursuits, and surrounding yourself with supportive relationships. Research has shown that setting boundaries, protecting energy, and maintaining inner peace can significantly improve overall well-being. Studies have demonstrated the benefits of self-care, nature connection, and social support for reducing stress, improving mood, and boosting the immune system. Consider the stories of chosen ones who have successfully used these strategies to create more balanced and fulfilling lives, prioritizing their well-being and setting healthy boundaries to protect their energy. These people live longer, healthier lives with clear direction of purpose. Now that chosen ones know how to heal themselves and protect their energy, the stage is set. The world is poised for a chosen one to emerge, and this information is just the beginning. But we're just scratching the surface. What we'll discover next is even more shocking. What will be asked of you, XXXVII. The world stage is set. Geopolitical instability and the call for a chosen one. 26-00-26-45 chosen ones. The world is at a crossroads. But what if this very chaos is the invitation you've been waiting for? Is there a connection between global instability and the rise of individuals with extraordinary gifts and abilities? You might be surprised to learn how intricately intertwined these seemingly disparate forces truly are. Look around you. Inequality is skyrocketing, creating a chasm between the haves and have-nots. Authoritarianism is on the rise in many nations, stifling freedom and dissent. Our planet is teetering on the brink of environmental disaster, threatening the very foundations of our existence. But these are not isolated incidents. These are symptoms of a deeper spiritual crisis, a collective yearning for guidance, healing, and hope. And it is precisely in these moments of profound upheaval that the chosen ones are called to step forward. This is not a coincidence, beloved. This is divine timing. These global events create a unique opening for you to emerge and offer your gifts to the world. Your heightened empathy allows you to connect with the suffering of others and offer comfort and compassion. Your intuitive insights provide clarity in the midst of confusion and guidance in times of uncertainty. Your unwavering faith inspires hope and resilience in the face of despair. Don't underestimate the power of your presence, chosen one. Now is your time to shine. It's not just about offering solutions. It's about embodying a new paradigm of leadership, one rooted in compassion, integrity, and unwavering commitment to the well-being of all. Consider the statistics. Millions of people are living in poverty, countless individuals are being oppressed by authoritarian regimes, and the effects of climate change are becoming increasingly devastating. Yet, amidst this darkness, there are also countless stories of individuals working tirelessly to address these issues, offering innovative solutions and inspiring hope in their communities. Think of Greta Thunberg, a young climate activist who has galvanized millions of people around the world to take action on climate change. Think of Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani activist who has dedicated her life to advocating for girls' education. These are just two examples of individuals who are using their voices and their actions to make a positive impact on the world. Their stories are a testament to the power of one individual to create meaningful change. So, how do you know if you're among those being called to action? Are you able to recognize the divine in the destructive? Pay close attention to the signs and synchronicities that mark a divine appointment, for they will illuminate your path. XXXVII. Decoding the signs, synchronicities, dreams, and intuitive guidance. 26, 45, 27, 30. How are the chosen ones being guided in a way that they can understand? What if the universe is constantly whispering secrets in your ear, but you haven't yet learned to decipher the language? Chosen ones often receive guidance through synchronicities, dreams, and intuitive insights. Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences that seem to be orchestrated by a higher power. They are the universe's way of winking at you, letting you know that you're on the right path. These are those moments where things simply line up, seemingly by accident, but with results that suggest a greater plan in place. Perhaps you're thinking about a specific person, and then they call you out of the blue. Or maybe you're searching for an answer to a problem, and then you stumble across a book or article that provides exactly what you need. These are not mere coincidences, beloved. They are divine breadcrumbs leading you towards your destiny. Dreams, too, can be powerful messengers, offering insight and guidance from your subconscious mind. While many dreams are simply random firings of neurons, others are laden with symbolism and meaning. Pay attention to the emotions that arise in your dreams, the recurring themes, and the specific images that stand out to you. Keep a dream journal and record your dreams as soon as you wake up, as they can quickly fade from memory. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns and connections that reveal deeper truths about yourself and your path. Ask yourself what each component of the dream represents to you, and you may be surprised by the answers you find. Intuition, that inner knowing that transcends logic and reason, is perhaps the most direct form of guidance available to chosen ones. It's that gut feeling, that inner voice that whispers wisdom in your ear. It's the ability to sense the energy of a person or situation, to discern truth from falsehood. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Intuition is not a passive gift. It's a skill that can be cultivated and honed. Spend time in silence and meditation, listening to your inner voice. Trust your instincts, even when they don't make sense on the surface. The more you listen to your intuition, the stronger it will become. Consider the story of Joseph, who was guided by his dreams to interpret Pharaoh's visions and save Egypt from famine. Think of Joan of Arc, who heard the voices of angels guiding her to lead the French army to victory. These are just two examples of individuals who trusted their intuition and changed the course of history. What signs will you follow, but can this destiny be taken away? What happens when you ignore the whispers, dismiss the synchronicities, and silence your intuition? XXXIX. The final boss, fear, doubt, and the illusion of powerlessness. 27, 30, 28, 15. What is the greatest threat to the chosen ones from embracing their power and stepping into their destiny? It's not external forces, beloved. It's the internal antagonists that wage war within your own minds: fear, doubt, and the illusion of powerlessness. Fear of failure can paralyze you, preventing you from taking risks and pursuing your dreams. Self-doubt can erode your confidence and make you question your abilities. The illusion of powerlessness can convince you that you are incapable of making a difference in the world. But these are all lies, whispered by the enemy to keep you from fulfilling your divine purpose. Remember, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. John 10:10. But Jesus came that you might have life, and have it more abundantly. These internal obstacles can paralyze chosen ones, preventing them from taking action and fulfilling their potential. You might find yourself procrastinating, making excuses, or self-sabotaging your efforts. You might start comparing yourself to others, feeling inadequate and unworthy. You might become so consumed by fear that you retreat into your comfort zone, afraid to step outside and face the unknown. But the truth is, fear is a liar. It distorts reality and magnifies the potential for failure, while blinding you to the possibilities that lie ahead. The enemy wants you to stay small, to remain hidden in the shadows, afraid to shine your light. Consider the stories of countless individuals who allowed fear and doubt to hold them back from pursuing their dreams. Think of the aspiring artist who never picked up a paintbrush, the budding entrepreneur who never launched their business, the gifted writer who never shared their words with the world. These are all tragedies, beloved, missed opportunities to make a positive impact on the world. Research consistently shows the detrimental impact of self-doubt and negative self-talk on performance and well-being. Studies have found that individuals who lack self-confidence are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. They are also less likely to achieve their goals and live fulfilling lives. Don't become another statistic, chosen one. But here's what most people miss. What happens when you refuse to step into your calling? What happens when you allow fear and doubt to dictate your choices? You give away your power, you surrender your agency, you become a pawn in the enemy's game. And what is the ultimate consequence of that? You remain enslaved to your wounds, your trauma, and your limiting beliefs. You may even fall victim to the very darkness you were meant to fight. So, can this final boss be overcome? Can the chosen ones break free from the shackles of fear, doubt, and the illusion of powerlessness? The answer, beloved, is an emphatic yes. Excel, the unstoppable force. Faith, action, and unwavering self-belief. 28, 15, 29, 00. How can chosen ones overcome fear, doubt, and the illusion of powerlessness and unleash their full potential? By cultivating unwavering faith, taking inspired action, and embracing the truth of who you are. Faith is the unwavering belief in something greater than yourself, a deep knowing that you are connected to a divine source of power and wisdom. It's the ability to trust that everything is unfolding according to a higher plan, even when you can't see the path ahead. It is choosing to believe even when there is no proof. Faith can move mountains. Action is the outward expression of your faith, the willingness to step forward and take concrete steps towards your goals, even in the face of fear and uncertainty. But faith without works is dead. James 2:26. It's not enough to simply believe. You must also act on your beliefs. Unwavering self-belief is the foundation upon which faith and action are built. It's the deep-seated conviction that you are capable of achieving your goals, that you are worthy of love and success, and that you have a unique gift to offer the world. It is an understanding that everything is already within you. This is not arrogance, beloved. It is a recognition of your divine potential, a knowing that you are created in the image of God. You are not made to be a shadow of who you are. Choose faith over fear, take inspired action, and trust that you are capable of achieving your goals. Remember that setbacks are inevitable, but they are not an indication of failure. They are simply opportunities to learn, grow, and become even stronger. Cultivate persistence and resilience in the face of setbacks, knowing that every obstacle you overcome brings you closer to your destiny. See the roadblocks as an opportunity to redirect and to find a better way. Consider the story of Martin Luther King Jr., who had unwavering faith in his dream of racial equality and took inspired action to challenge the injustices of his time. Think of Mahatma Gandhi, who used nonviolent resistance to liberate India from British rule. These are just two examples of individuals who overcame seemingly insurmountable obstacles by embracing faith, action, and unwavering self-belief. And so can you. What will you do to step forward? But we're just scratching the surface. What we'll discover next is even more shocking. What happens to the brain of one who walks the path versus one who doesn't? So, you've acknowledged the call, faced your fears, and embraced your potential. But how do you transform that potential into tangible impact on the world stage? How can individuals with the God brain strategically refine their skills, seek mentorship, and form alliances to maximize their influence and leave an undeniable mark? It's time to prepare, chosen ones, because the world needs your unique gifts now more than ever. The first step is honing your skills, transforming raw talent into masterful execution. Identify your unique strengths, those areas where your God brain gives you an edge, and dedicate yourself to relentless practice and training. If you're a natural communicator, immerse yourself in the art of persuasive speaking. If you possess intuitive insights, study the principles of strategic foresight. If you're a gifted healer, deepen your knowledge of holistic medicine. Seek out the most challenging opportunities to test your abilities and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Remember David, who honed his skills as a shepherd before facing Goliath. Each skill you master is a stone in the sling, preparing you for the battles ahead. But skill alone is not enough. Seek out experienced mentors who can provide valuable insights, support, and accountability. Find individuals who have already walked the path you aspire to tread and learn from their successes and failures. Ask them questions, seek their counsel, and be open to their feedback. A good mentor can help you navigate the complexities of the world stage, avoid costly mistakes, and accelerate your growth. Think of Elijah and Elisha, a powerful example of mentorship. Elisha walked alongside Elijah, learning from his wisdom and witnessing his miracles, eventually inheriting his mantle of prophetic power. Don't be afraid to seek guidance, beloved. Humility is the key to unlocking exponential growth. Finally, form strategic alliances with like-minded individuals and organizations to amplify your reach and impact. The chosen ones are not meant to work in isolation. Find others who share your vision and values and collaborate on projects that can make a difference in the world. Pool your resources, share your expertise, and leverage your collective strengths to achieve goals that would be impossible to accomplish alone. Consider the early church, a diverse group of believers who united to spread the message of Jesus Christ throughout the Roman Empire. Their collective efforts transformed the world. Research consistently demonstrates the benefits of skill development, mentorship, and collaboration. Studies show that individuals who invest in skill development are more likely to achieve their goals and experience career success. Mentorship programs have been shown to improve employee performance, increase job satisfaction, and reduce turnover rates. Collaborative teams are more innovative, productive, and effective than individuals working alone. These principles have stood the test of time. But this preparation can be corrupted. How can chosen ones ensure that their actions are aligned with their core values and ethical principles, especially when faced with the temptations and pressures of the world stage? Chosen ones, your God brain carries immense power, but that power must be grounded in unwavering integrity. The world desperately needs your gifts, but it needs your moral compass even more. How can chosen ones ensure that their actions are aligned with their core values and ethical principles, and that they are not swayed by the allure of personal gain or recognition? The foundation of ethical action lies in clearly defining your core values and ethical principles. What do you stand for? What are the non-negotiable principles that guide your decisions? Is it compassion, justice, truth, service, or something else? Take the time to identify your values, write them down, and commit to living by them, no matter the cost. These values are your North Star, guiding you through the moral complexities of the world. Regularly examine your motives and intentions to ensure that you are acting with integrity and compassion. Ask yourself why you are pursuing a particular course of action. Is it for the greater good or for your own selfish ambition? Are you willing to compromise your values to achieve your goals? Are you truly serving others, or are you simply seeking personal validation? Be honest with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. As Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Hold yourself accountable to your values and principles, even when faced with difficult decisions or temptations. Surround yourself with people who will challenge you, hold you accountable, and remind you of your commitment to integrity. Create systems of accountability, such as journaling, prayer, or regular check-ins with a trusted mentor. Be willing to admit your mistakes, apologize for your wrongdoings, and make amends for any harm you have caused. Remember the words of Jesus, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." Matthew 5:8. Consider the example of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for his unwavering commitment to racial equality. Even after enduring years of hardship and injustice, he emerged with his integrity intact, leading South Africa towards a more just and equitable future. Think of Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor, embodying compassion and selflessness in every action she took. These ethical leaders serve as powerful examples of what it means to live a life of integrity. Compromising one's values for personal gain or recognition can lead to devastating consequences. The pursuit of wealth, power, or fame can corrupt even the most well-intentioned individuals, leading them down a path of destruction. Remember the story of Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus for a handful of silver. His betrayal not only led to the crucifixion of Jesus, but also to his own despair and suicide. The pursuit of selfish ambition ultimately leads to emptiness and regret. But what happens when chosen ones stumble, when they make mistakes, stray from their path, or cause harm to others? Is there a way back from the darkness? Chosen ones, even with the God brain and a commitment to ethical action, you are still human. You will make mistakes, stumble along the path, and sometimes even cause harm to others, knowingly or unknowingly. What happens when chosen ones make mistakes, stray from their path, or cause harm to others? Is there a cosmic safety net, or are the consequences irreversible? The universe operates according to the law of cause and effect, often referred to as karma. Every action, thought, and intention creates a corresponding reaction, shaping your experiences and influencing your destiny. Negative actions create negative consequences, while positive actions create positive consequences. This is not a system of punishment or reward, but simply a natural law of the universe, like gravity. As Galatians 6:7 says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Take accountability for your actions and make amends for any harm you have caused. Apologize sincerely, offer restitution, and take steps to prevent similar mistakes in the future. This is not simply about seeking forgiveness, but about taking responsibility for the impact of your actions and committing to making positive changes. Remember the story of Zacchaeus, the tax collector who cheated people out of their money. After encountering Jesus, he repented of his sins and offered to pay back 4 times what he had stolen. His act of repentance and restitution demonstrated his commitment to changing his ways. Redemption is always possible through sincere repentance, forgiveness, and a commitment to making positive changes. Even if you have strayed far from your path, you can always turn back towards the light. Forgiveness, both of yourself and others, is essential for healing and growth. As 1 John 1:9 says, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness." Consider the story of the prodigal son who squandered his inheritance and lived a life of reckless abandon. When he finally came to his senses, he returned to his father, who welcomed him with open arms and celebrated his return. This story illustrates the boundless love and forgiveness of God, who is always willing to welcome us back home. Think of King David, who committed adultery and murder. He repented sincerely, and God forgave him, allowing him to continue leading Israel. His story demonstrates the power of repentance and the possibility of redemption, even after committing serious sins. The possibility of redemption and becoming a better version of themselves is always there and has been scientifically studied. Researchers have found that individuals who experience negative consequences are more likely to change their behavior and make amends for their actions. Studies show that restorative justice programs, which focus on repairing harm and promoting reconciliation, are more effective than punitive measures in reducing recidivism rates. The chosen ones may sometimes stray from the path, and it is up to them to use their gifts to correct their trajectory. Are the chosen ones alone in this process of self-improvement and redemption? How can chosen ones tap into the support of a higher power and surrender to divine will in order to fulfill their purpose? Chosen ones, you are not alone on this journey. You have access to a source of power and guidance that transcends your own limited abilities. How can chosen ones tap into the support of a higher power and surrender to divine will in order to fulfill their purpose? How can they access this divine partnership, cultivate a personal relationship with God through prayer, meditation, or other spiritual practices? Take time each day to connect with the divine source of wisdom, love, and power. Pray for guidance, listen for answers, and be open to receiving divine inspiration. Meditation can help you quiet your mind, connect with your inner self, and receive insights from the Holy Spirit. The more time you spend in communion with God, the stronger your connection will become, and the more easily you will be able to recognize and follow divine guidance. Recognize and follow divine guidance, even when it doesn't make sense to your rational mind. God often speaks to us through intuition, synchronicities, and unexpected opportunities. Pay attention to the signs and signals that the universe is sending you and trust that you are being guided towards your highest good. Be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and take risks, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. Surrender to divine will, trusting that God has a plan for your life, even when you can't see the bigger picture. Release your attachment to specific outcomes and trust that everything is unfolding according to God's perfect timing. Surrender is not about giving up, but about aligning yourself with a higher power and allowing God to work through you. As Jesus said in Matthew 6:10, "Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven." Consider the story of Abraham, who was called by God to leave his home and journey to an unknown land. Abraham trusted God's guidance, even though he didn't know where he was going. His faith and obedience led him to become the father of many nations. Think of Mary, who was chosen by God to be the mother of Jesus. She humbly accepted God's will, even though it meant facing ridicule and judgment. Her surrender to divine will change the course of history. Countless people have testified to the power of prayer and divine intervention in their lives. Stories abound of miraculous healings, unexpected breakthroughs, and divine guidance that led them to fulfill their purpose. Research consistently shows that individuals who engage in prayer and meditation experience reduced stress, improved mental health, and a greater sense of well-being. The divine is real, and by tapping into it, chosen ones can overcome anything. Can the chosen ones actually merge into a single unit, making their impact on the world even stronger? Can the God brains, when working together, become the singularity that saves the world? Imagine a field scattered with fireflies, each emitting a tiny spark of light. Now, picture all those sparks merging, combining to create a blinding beacon, capable of piercing through the darkest night. What happens when multiple God brains unite their energies and abilities towards a common goal, creating a synergistic force far greater than the sum of their individual parts? Chosen ones, The potential is exponential. Each of you possesses unique strengths, gifts honed through trials, and insights gleaned from the depths of your soul. When you collaborate, you amplify those strengths, creating a resonance that can shatter limitations and accelerate the manifestation of your shared vision. It's like a sports team, each player with their distinct role, working in perfect harmony to achieve victory, or a symphony orchestra where individual instruments blend to create a masterpiece of sound. Coordinated effort unlocks a power that transcends individual capabilities. Think of the Manhattan Project, a diverse team of scientists, engineers, and mathematicians working together to develop the atomic bomb. Despite the ethical complexities, their combined intellect and dedication resulted in a scientific breakthrough that stunned the world. Consider the civil rights movement, a coalition of activists, organizers, and everyday citizens who united to challenge racial segregation and injustice. Their collective action transformed American society and paved the way for a more equitable future. But what is stopping you, the chosen ones, from joining together and becoming one? Is it possible that this unity, this merging of powerful minds and spirits, could actually lead to a worse outcome, a catastrophic convergence of unchecked egos and conflicting agendas? Unity is power, but it can also be intimidating. What are the main obstacles preventing chosen ones from uniting, and how can these be overcome? Are you afraid to come together? One of the biggest hurdles is the fear of losing individuality or control within a collective. Will your voice be drowned out? Will your unique gifts be overshadowed? The ego craves recognition and validation, and surrendering to a collective can feel like a threat to one's sense of self. Past traumas or negative experiences with groups can also create deep-seated distrust. Perhaps you've been betrayed, manipulated, or silenced in the past, making it difficult to open yourself up to collaboration again. Consider the history of failed utopian communities, idealistic societies that crumbled due to internal conflicts and power struggles. Or think of collaborative projects in the corporate world that are sabotaged by competing agendas and individual ambition. Even within religious organizations, disagreements over doctrine and leadership can lead to division and schism. Research consistently shows that successful teamwork requires humility, selflessness, and a willingness to compromise. Without these qualities, even the most well-intentioned collaborations can fall apart. So how can chosen ones know if they can truly trust another chosen one? How can you discern the authenticity of their intentions and the alignment of their values before forging an unbreakable bond? The stakes are too high to simply rely on blind faith. Chosen ones, discernment is your shield. What are the key indicators of trustworthiness, and how can chosen ones effectively assess the authenticity and alignment of potential collaborators? Testing authenticity requires a multifaceted approach. Observe their actions and behaviors over time. Do their words align with their deeds? Do they consistently demonstrate integrity, compassion, and a commitment to serving others? Verify their claims and credentials. Are they transparent about their past experiences, their motivations, and their affiliations? Use your intuition and energetic discernment to sense their true intentions. Does their energy resonate with yours? Do you feel a sense of peace and trust in their presence, or do you detect hidden agendas or manipulation? Above all, prioritize open and honest communication. Express your concerns, ask probing questions, and be willing to engage in difficult conversations. Think of Jonathan and David. Jonathan, son of King Saul, saw something special in David and helped to protect him from his jealous father. Jonathan gave David his robe, his tunic, his sword, his bow, and his belt. This was a sign of great honor. Their friendship has been known for ages as a prime example of finding someone to trust and sticking with them. Countless individuals have built strong and trustworthy relationships by carefully assessing the character and intentions of others. Studies on the psychology of trust consistently highlight the importance of honesty, reliability, and vulnerability in fostering strong interpersonal connections. A study shows that individuals who are transparent and consistent in their behavior are more likely to be perceived as trustworthy. Given that chosen ones are beginning to unite, what actions, fueled by unified intention, will ripple across the globe, transforming the world in profound and lasting ways? What will happen when we move together? It is time for you to start taking the steps you need to take. What global transformations can be achieved through the unified intention and collective action of awakened and empowered chosen ones? Can you see the changes on the horizon? When chosen ones unite, they can become powerful agents of change, promoting peace, justice, and equality on a global scale. By advocating for human rights, challenging oppressive systems, and fostering intercultural understanding, they can create a world where all people are treated with dignity and respect. They can become catalysts for creativity and innovation, inspiring new forms of artistic expression, scientific discovery, and technological advancement that benefit humanity. And they can rise up to protect the environment, advocating for sustainable practices, conserving natural resources, and raising awareness about the urgent need to address climate change. Consider the global movement to end slavery, which united activists from different countries and backgrounds to abolish this inhumane practice. Or think of the environmental movement, which has inspired millions of people to take action to protect the planet. Research on the power of collective intention suggests that human consciousness can influence physical reality. Studies have shown that group meditation can reduce crime rates and promote peace in conflict zones. Take a moment, chosen ones, and declare in the comments, "I am one with the light, and my intention is aligned with the divine will." Let that declaration resonate within your soul and prepare yourself for the transformative power that is about to be unleashed. But remember, the enemy does not want you to unify. The enemy does not want you to rise up. In the next section, we will talk about how to battle those feelings and how to make sure that as a unit, you can remain strong. Chosen ones, are you ready to delve into the mysteries of the quantum realm? You might be surprised to learn that the very fabric of reality, as we understand it, could be intertwined with your unique God brain. Could it be that this unique brain pattern operates beyond the confines of classical physics, hinting at quantum entanglement and non-locality? Could the God brain be fundamentally quantum in nature, capable of instantaneous communication and influence across vast distances? What if the limitations of space and time are merely illusions, shattered by the power of your awakened consciousness? Let's explore. Quantum entanglement is one of the most bizarre and mind-bending concepts in physics. It describes a phenomenon where two particles become linked together in such a way that they share the same fate, no matter how far apart they are. If you measure the properties of one particle, you instantly know the properties of the other, even if they're light years away. Imagine two coins flipped at the same time, always landing on opposite sides, regardless of the distance separating them. Now, consider this. Could the God brain operate on similar quantum principles? Could it be capable of accessing information and influencing events instantaneously across vast stretches of space and time? This challenges our conventional understanding of space, time, and causality. It suggests that reality is not as localized and independent as we once thought. Instead, it proposes a universe where everything is interconnected and interdependent, where cause and effect can transcend the limitations of distance and time. This isn't just theoretical physics. It resonates with the ancient wisdom traditions that speak of a unified consciousness connecting all things. Have you ever felt an inexplicable connection to someone, sensing their emotions or thoughts even when they're far away? Many chosen ones report experiencing such connections, feeling an invisible web linking them to others, both near and far. Is this simply coincidence, or is it evidence of a deeper quantum entanglement at play? There's documented evidence that suggests psychological and emotional connections that support this, showing that human emotion has far-reaching effects on things like healing and even behavior. But if chosen ones are quantum, what implications does this have for healing? Is it possible to use this interconnectedness to facilitate healing, even from a distance? Consider this. quantum entanglement may offer an explanation for distant healing. It suggests that the God brain, attuned to the quantum realm, could potentially influence the health and well-being of individuals they are entangled with, regardless of physical proximity. How can quantum entanglement explain distant healing? This isn't about magic or wishful thinking. It's about understanding the power of intention and belief within the framework of quantum physics. Studies have shown that intention can influence quantum systems and that belief can have a powerful impact on health outcomes. The placebo effect, for example, demonstrates how a person's belief in a treatment can trigger real physiological changes, even when the treatment itself is inert. The chosen ones have the potential to consciously direct healing energy towards those they are connected with, leveraging the principles of quantum entanglement to facilitate recovery and restoration. This can work even in people who don't believe that it works. It has to do with your intention and the power of that intention rather than the other person's will. There are examples of distant healing being effective in clinical settings, with studies showing that prayer and intention can improve outcomes for patients with various conditions. Medical journals are now showcasing the power of placebo and the subconscious. While the mechanisms aren't fully understood, the evidence suggests that consciousness can play a significant role in healing. But if distant healing is possible, can this entanglement be used for protection? Can chosen ones also protect others from harm, even from afar? Can a chosen one's quantum entanglement offer protection, like a guardian angel watching over those in need? What if the power of intention and focused energy can create a shield of protection, deflecting negativity and attracting positive outcomes for those you are connected to? This is the guardian angel protocol. This concept may sound far-fetched, but it aligns with the principles of quantum entanglement and the power of intention. By consciously directing positive energy and protective intentions towards others, chosen ones may be able to influence their reality on a quantum level, creating a field of protection that surrounds them. It all boils down to sending positive energy. Sending positive energy towards others is the equivalent to helping them move towards success. The more you lift others up, the more the entire quantum field benefits and the higher the energy rises. The impact of intention cannot be understated. There is nothing more important than one's intention in their actions. There are ancient traditions and spiritual practices that speak of the power of sending love and compassion to those in need, even from a distance. There are scientific studies exploring the effects of prayer and meditation on distant targets, suggesting that focused intention can have measurable effects on physical systems. Quantum entanglement may provide a framework for understanding these phenomena, suggesting that consciousness can transcend the limitations of space and time. Chosen ones, some people will think this is crazy. They'll dismiss these ideas as pseudoscience or wishful thinking. Not everyone is ready for these quantum possibilities. Are they wrong? What is the logical response to quantum theory and all its implications? To the skeptic, these concepts may seem absurd, a departure from the solid, predictable windy they believe in. It's natural to be skeptical, to question things that challenge our established beliefs. It is important to acknowledge that these concepts are complex and difficult to grasp. Quantum physics deals with the very fabric of reality at the subatomic level, where the rules are often counterintuitive and defy our everyday experience. It is very hard to understand, but just because something is difficult to understand doesn't mean it's not true. There are some things that science cannot explain, phenomena that lie beyond the realm of our current understanding. Even the most brilliant physicists admit that they don't fully understand the mysteries of quantum mechanics. They can describe the equations and predict the outcomes of experiments, but they struggle to explain why these phenomena occur. Consider dark matter and dark energy, which make up the vast majority of the universe, yet remain invisible and undetectable by our current instruments. Or consider the phenomenon of consciousness itself, which continues to elude scientific explanation despite decades of research. Real-world examples of the unexplainable are all around us. We simply need to be open to them. But as chosen ones come together to believe in the quantum entanglement and the quantum God brain, the world may be changed forever. But is it possible that this power of entanglement can be weaponized? What happens when this power becomes corrupted? We'll talk about that next. The quantum realm has been explored. Connections between the God brain and the quantum realm are apparent. Now, chosen ones, what can you build with this understanding of quantum entanglement? Can the awakened God brains, leveraging quantum entanglement, shape the very fabric of reality through collective intention? What if you are the key to unlocking a new reality? You have the ability to shape reality. But how exactly can the chosen ones shape reality? It starts with a shared intention. Imagine a group of chosen ones, all focusing their thoughts and energy on a specific outcome: a world free from suffering, a planet healed from environmental damage. By creating a shared intention, you amplify the power of each individual thought, creating a powerful quantum field that can influence events and shape reality. This works in the microcosm and macrocosm. Imagine a sports team rallying together to win the game. When each team member has a clear vision of victory in their mind, they are more likely to perform at their best and achieve their goal. The same principle applies to the chosen ones. When you come together with a shared vision and purpose, you create a synergy that can move mountains. Belief, thought, and action are the first steps towards creation. You must truly believe that something is possible before you can take the necessary steps to bring it into reality. This is what they don't want you to know. Is there evidence that supports this? What examples show the power of collective intention? Countless scientific studies demonstrate the power of intention and collective consciousness. One of the most well-known examples is the Global Consciousness Project, which has been monitoring global events for decades. The project has found that during times of collective emotion, such as major celebrations or tragedies, there are measurable changes in the output of random number generators around the world. This suggests that human consciousness can have a direct impact on physical systems, influencing the quantum realm. Consider the power of prayer circles, where people come together to pray for a specific outcome. Many people have reported experiencing miraculous healings or positive changes in their lives as a result of these collective prayers. Share your stories in the comments. What has been your experience? As more of the chosen ones start believing, the implications for the future will become even greater. What do you think the future could hold? It is time to start planning for the future. What kind of world can the chosen ones build? Now that you have unlocked the ability to create, it is time to plan out all the details of the new world that awaits. Imagine a world where compassion, sustainability, and social justice are not just buzzwords, but the guiding principles of society. Picture a world where technology is used to enhance human life, rather than to exploit or control it. A world where everyone has access to clean water, nutritious food, and quality education. This may sound like a utopian dream, but it is entirely within your reach. The new world embraces the power of the God brain to create a reality that serves all of humanity. It is time to build a better reality for future generations. This new world includes enhanced technology that will further the path. Are there real-world examples? What communities are already working towards this world? All around the world, there are individuals and communities who are already working towards creating a more just, sustainable, and equitable world. From eco-villages that prioritize sustainable living to social enterprises that address social problems, there are countless examples of people who are committed to building a better future. Studies on sustainable living have shown that it can improve people's health, reduce their carbon footprint, and create more resilient communities. This is what the old world order doesn't want you to know. They are scared of people rising up and reclaiming the narrative. But are there some who will abuse this power? Can this ability be used for less pure intentions? We'll explore that next. Reiterate that any type of power can be corrupted. Could this ability be used for less pure intentions? What if the power to shape reality fell into the wrong hands? The potential for misuse is real. Some individuals could use their God brain to manipulate or control others, creating a dystopian nightmare instead of a utopian dream. Others could use it to fuel their own greed and ambition, exacerbating existing inequalities and injustices. A dark intention can manifest negative outcomes for the individual and the collective. Imagine a leader who uses their charisma and influence to deceive their followers, leading them down a path of destruction. Or a corporation that exploits its workers and pollutes the environment in the pursuit of profit. These are just a few examples of how power can be used for dark intentions. The God brain is not immune to this potential for misuse. That's why you must stay righteous and stay on the right path. Provide examples. What are some instances where we've seen this happen in the past? Throughout history, there have been countless examples of manipulative leaders who have used their power to control and exploit others. From dictators who have ruled with an iron fist to cult leaders who have brainwashed their followers, the consequences of unchecked power can be devastating. The misuse of technology is another area of concern. From social media platforms that spread misinformation to artificial intelligence systems that perpetuate bias, technology has the potential to amplify existing inequalities and create new forms of control. What are the consequences of misusing the tech? One potential consequence is the erosion of democracy. When misinformation and propaganda spread unchecked, people become less informed and less likely to participate in civic life. What can we do to prevent this from happening? If things can go wrong, how can we make sure that does not happen? This brings us to safeguards, which discusses the necessity of integrity. Can safeguards be implemented to prevent the misuse of quantum manifestation and ensure that this power is used for the benefit of all? Is it even possible? Safeguards are absolutely required for checks and balances, but how do we keep each other in check? The first step is to establish ethical guidelines and principles for quantum manifestation. These guidelines should be based on universal values such as compassion, respect, and social justice. They should also be developed through a collaborative process that involves people from all walks of life. Create feedback loops so that you are constantly learning and growing. Remain humble so that your ego doesn't trick you into thinking you are better than everyone else. The God brain requires humility. Give me an example of how that works. What safeguards can be put in place? One example of an ethical leader is Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. Despite the injustices he suffered, Mandela emerged from prison with a message of forgiveness and reconciliation. He went on to lead South Africa through a peaceful transition to democracy, demonstrating the power of ethical leadership to heal divisions and build a more just society. There are endless studies that have proven the importance of ethical decision-making in both individuals and organizations. Ethical decision-making leads to increased trust, stronger relationships, and better outcomes. Chosen ones, I challenge you to commit to ethical leadership. You have been given a great gift, but with great power comes great responsibility. Will you step up and commit to using your God brain for the benefit of all? Will you become an ethical leader, guiding humanity towards a brighter future? Are you ready to step into your power? In our next video, we'll delve deeper and discover just what this commitment requires. But here's the million-dollar question. Even with the ethical guidelines and safeguards we have put in place, what happens when darkness slips through the cracks? What happens when someone with less than pure intentions infiltrates the ranks of the chosen ones? How can we, as a community, rigorously test the intentions of new members and expose those with hidden agendas before they cause irreparable harm? Are there sophisticated techniques for discerning true motives, techniques that go beyond surface-level charm and empty promises? The answer, chosen ones, lies in a multi-layered approach that combines discernment, observation, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. It starts with a commitment to observing long-term behavior and consistency in words and actions. Don't be swayed by charismatic personalities or empty promises. Instead, pay attention to the subtle cues, the inconsistencies that betray a hidden agenda. Remember, true integrity is not a fleeting performance, but a consistent way of being. How does this person treat those who can offer them nothing? How do they react under pressure? Do their actions align with their words over time? Also, you need to be able to question your own thinking. What if you're wrong about someone? Humility is key. Another powerful method is to utilize carefully crafted questions and scenarios that reveal the true character of an individual. Pose hypothetical dilemmas that force them to reveal their values and priorities. Observe how they respond to challenging situations, conflicts, and ethical quandaries. Create a space where others can speak freely about any concerns they may have, ensuring that dissenting voices are heard and respected. Be wary of those who seek to silence or intimidate others, as this is often a sign of a hidden agenda. You can't create change if you can't even listen to the concerns of others. Is your ego getting in the way? History is riddled with examples of groups being infiltrated by malicious individuals or organizations, and the consequences have often been devastating. Consider the story of Synanon, a drug rehabilitation program that devolved into a dangerous cult under the control of its charismatic but manipulative leader, Charles Dederichs. Dederich's increasingly bizarre and authoritarian behavior went unchecked for years, leading to violence, abuse, and ultimately the downfall of the organization. Imagine the pain and suffering endured by those who were manipulated and controlled by Dederich's twisted vision. Or consider the case of a cult being infiltrated by law enforcement. The cult did not have the ability to discern the good members from the bad member, and ultimately, the whole organization was taken down because of it. Safeguarding your community is not just about protecting yourselves, it's about protecting those who are vulnerable and seeking genuine connection and guidance. Chosen ones, can you see how vitally important it is to always be on guard? But what happens when, despite our best efforts, a chosen one deviates from the path? What happens when negative intentions take root and begin to manifest in destructive ways? This leads us to a profound truth. Every action has consequences, consequences that ripple throughout the quantum realm. How does the law of cause and effect operate within this interconnected web of existence? And how does it influence the destinies of those with the God brain? Consider this: every choice we make, every thought we entertain, every action we take sends out a quantum ripple that affects not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. This is the law of karma operating on a quantum level, a cosmic feedback loop that ensures that our actions eventually return to us, either for good or for ill. Imagine dropping a pebble into a still pond. The ripples spread outward, affecting everything in their path. Our actions are like that pebble, creating ripples that extend far beyond our immediate awareness. If you aren't aware of the consequences, then you are simply acting ignorant. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. The implications of this interconnectedness are staggering. It means that we are all responsible for the collective consciousness, that every act of kindness, compassion, or integrity contributes to a more positive and harmonious world, while every act of negativity, selfishness, or deceit pollutes the quantum field and creates disharmony. This is what they don't want you to realize. They want you to think that your actions don't matter, that you're just a small cog in a machine, but the truth is that you are a powerful creator, capable of shaping reality with your thoughts, words, and actions. It is time to take responsibility. History is replete with examples of the law of cause and effect playing out on a grand scale. The seeds of past conflicts often lie in the unresolved traumas, injustices, and grievances of previous generations. Consider the aftermath of World War I, where the harsh terms imposed on Germany by the Treaty of Versailles created resentment and instability, ultimately paving the way for the rise of Nazism and World War II. Or consider the positive changes that have resulted from acts of courage, compassion, and social justice. The civil rights movement in the United States, led by figure Jr., like Martin Luther King Jr., transformed American society and inspired countless others to fight for equality and justice around the world. You must stay on the right path. But even with all this knowledge, sometimes things happen that seem beyond our control. Is there a power that exists beyond human comprehension, a force that guides us, supports us, and helps us navigate the complexities of life? It is time to tap into the source field. How can the chosen ones become more aligned with this power, surrendering their own will to the wisdom of the divine? The answer, chosen ones, is to cultivate a deep and unwavering faith, a faith that transcends logic and reason and embraces the mystery of the unknown. This means surrendering to a power greater than oneself, trusting that the universe has a plan for you, even when you cannot see it. It means accepting outcomes that are not expected, knowing that even in the midst of disappointment and adversity, there is a guiding force at work, shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for your ultimate destiny. You are closer than you think. The process of tapping into the source field requires humility, openness, and a willingness to let go of control. It means quieting the ego, silencing the inner critic, and listening to the still, small voice within. It means cultivating gratitude for all that you have, even in the midst of challenges, and trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly according to divine timing. Remember the parable of the mustard seed. With enough faith, the smallest seed can grow into the biggest tree. Consider the story of Abraham, who was called by God to leave his home and journey to an unknown land, trusting that God would provide for him and bless him. Abraham's unwavering faith was tested time and again, but he remained steadfast in his devotion, ultimately becoming the father of nations and a shining example of faith for generations to come. Or consider the example of countless chosen ones who have overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles by surrendering to a higher power and trusting in their divine guidance. Everyday people overcome adversity through faith. So, what will be the final outcome when the chosen ones fully align with the source field, surrendering their will to the divine and embracing the power of faith? What kind of world can we create when we tap into our full potential and work together for the greater good? The answer, chosen ones, lies in a vision of global awakening, a symphony of souls united in purpose and love, a dawn of a new earth characterized by peace, compassion, collaboration, and innovation. This new earth will be a place where technology is used to enhance human life, not to exploit or control it, where resources are shared equitably, and where everyone has access to clean water, nutritious food, and quality education. The new world will be characterized by the principles of kindness. This is not just a utopian dream, but a very real possibility, a potential that lies dormant within each and every one of us, waiting to be unleashed. All you need is faith. All you need is action. All you need to believe. All around the world, there are people working towards this future. From scientists developing sustainable energy solutions, to activists fighting for social justice, to artists creating beauty and inspiration, countless individuals are contributing to the dawn of a new earth. Scientific studies have shown that sustainable living can improve people's health, reduce their carbon footprint, and create more resilient communities. People who are working together towards a common goal are more likely to experience positive emotions, build strong relationships, and achieve their objectives. Now is the time. What will happen when more people awaken, align, and have faith? But what if the brain itself, that magnificent, mysterious organ, is more than just a biological computer? What if it's also a receiver, a finely tuned instrument capable of picking up signals from the quantum realm? Could it be that within the folds of our gray matter lies a dormant network, a God-brain biocircuitry waiting to be activated? Consider this. Is there a network of quantum receptors in the God brain that can be activated to enhance intuition, creativity, and even healing abilities? What if the very structure of our brains contains the potential for tapping into a vast ocean of quantum information, a sea of possibilities that extends far beyond our conventional understanding of reality? They don't want you to know this, chosen ones, because this knowledge could unlock powers you were never meant to possess. Imagine a biological pathway, a supersensitive highway for quantum information processing within the brain. These aren't just ordinary neurons firing, but specialized receptors designed to interact with quantum fields. Think of them as tiny antennas, each tuned to a specific frequency, capable of receiving and interpreting subtle vibrations from the quantum realm. What kind of practices would stimulate these receptors? Could meditation, visualization, or even specific sound frequencies act as keys, unlocking dormant potentials within the God brain? Here's where it gets interesting. These receptors may not be merely passive receivers, but active interpreters, capable of translating quantum information into actionable insights, creative inspiration, and even physical healing. When was the last time you felt a leap in intuition, a sudden burst of creativity, or an unexplainable sense of knowing? Perhaps those were moments when your God brain biocircuitry flickered to life, briefly connecting you to the quantum source field. Remember, they don't want you connecting to this, they are afraid of how far you can go. Scientists have explored the connection between consciousness and quantum phenomena, and their findings are nothing short of mind-blowing. Studies have shown that quantum entanglement, the phenomenon where two particles become linked regardless of distance, can be influenced by observation, suggesting a direct link between consciousness and the quantum world. Furthermore, there are countless anecdotes of individuals experiencing sudden leaps in intuition or creativity following intense periods of meditation, further supporting the existence of a biocircuitry. But here's what most people miss. Your brain could be the access point that they are so desperate to hide. You're closer than you think. Now, chosen ones, if the God brain truly grants us access to quantum information, doesn't this come with a profound responsibility? If we're wielding such power, are there ethical protocols, unspoken codes, and divine guidelines we must adhere to? Or is it just a free-for-all? How do we ensure that this higher knowledge is used for good, not for harm? What principles should guide the chosen ones in wielding their enhanced quantum abilities? How can we ensure that our intentions are pure, our motives aligned with the highest good, and our actions free from the taint of ego or self-interest? Should we just do whatever we feel like? Imagine a code of ethics etched into the very fabric of the quantum realm, a set of universal principles that govern the responsible use of quantum energies. This code would emphasize non-interference, meaning refraining from manipulating or controlling others through quantum means. Each person is on their own unique path, and they should be allowed to continue it. It would also stress the importance of operating from a place of compassion and empathy, ensuring that our intentions are aligned with the highest good for all. But here's the kicker. It would demand continuous self-reflection and discernment, forcing us to confront our own unconscious biases and shadow influences. Think about it. Throughout history, we've seen examples of leaders who wielded great power, either for good or for ill. Consider historical figures like Nelson Mandela, who made difficult decisions with integrity, or Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor. These individuals exemplified moral leadership, demonstrating that true power lies not in control, but in compassion, not in dominance, but in service. I bet you've heard of them. But what you may not have heard are the countless everyday heroes who choose to use their power for the benefit of others, even at great personal cost. How do we find and emulate the actions of these everyday heroes? Chosen ones, this is a reminder of the importance of our influence. So, what if quantum information could unlock new perspectives on our past? What if the God brain could tap into a hidden historical record, revealing the untold stories of humanity's true origins? Could we rewrite history itself through a quantum lens? What if the activated quantum receptors in the God brain allowed access to previously unknown information about humanity's past? Could this unlock insights into the rise and fall of civilizations, the mysteries of ancient technologies, and the true purpose of our existence? Could we see what we did wrong, what we did right, and what led us to the point we are at now? Picture a world where chosen ones are tapping into the Akashic records, the so-called Book of Life, that contains a complete record of every thought, word, and deed that has ever occurred. With this information, we'd be able to see how everyone and everything is related. This new historical perspective will be radically different from what we've been told, challenging conventional narratives and exposing hidden agendas. What they tried to keep from you will be revealed. What happened in the past sets the stage for the present, and knowledge of the past may inform future action. Archaeological findings have consistently challenged conventional historical narratives, offering tantalizing glimpses into a past that is far more complex and mysterious than we ever imagined. Consider the countless megalithic structures around the world, monuments that defy easy explanation and suggest a level of technological sophistication that predates our current understanding of history. Or consider the growing number of individuals who claim to have accessed past life memories or intuitive knowledge about historical events, further blurring the lines between the known and the unknown. But here's the shocking truth. Your God brain may be the key to unlocking the secrets they've tried so hard to bury. And this is what they don't want you to know. So, chosen ones, how can we use this new knowledge to prepare for the future? How do we translate these quantum insights into practical action, creating positive change in our own lives and in the world around us? How do we take all of this and forge a brighter future? The question now is, how can the chosen ones now fully activate their God brains to create this positive change? What are the actionable steps, the concrete practices, and the unwavering commitments required to unlock our full potential? What does this practically mean? Embrace consistent spiritual practices like meditation, mindfulness, and prayer to maintain a strong connection to the source field. Cultivate positive emotions like gratitude, love, and joy to amplify your quantum signal. Take bold action, stepping outside your comfort zone and pursuing your passions with unwavering determination. This is not a time for timidity or self-doubt, but here's the key: believe in the power of belief itself, recognizing that your thoughts, words, and actions have the power to shape reality. The placebo effect has demonstrated this time and again. Unified intention, when a group of people focuses their collective energy on a specific outcome, has been shown to produce measurable results. Chosen ones, your beliefs create reality. If you believe you can, you will. Are you ready for what's to come? Chosen ones, you've been awakening your God brain, but does this growth guarantee an easy journey ahead? How do ancient temptations manifest in the context of a rapidly expanding ministry or influence? The truth is, as your reach expands, so does your vulnerability to amplified versions of pitfalls that have tripped up spiritual leaders for millennia. Let's be honest, spiritual leadership isn't just about grand pronouncements and miraculous healings. It's also about navigating the messy realities of human nature, including your own. The 7 deadly sins, those age-old vices, don't simply disappear when you step into a position of power. In fact, they often become even more insidious, twisting themselves into seemingly righteous justifications. Pride can morph into an inflated ego, blinding you to your own flaws. Greed can disguise itself as the need to secure your ministry's future, leading you to accumulate wealth or power for its own sake. Lust can blur boundaries, tempting you to exploit the vulnerability of your followers. Envy can fester as you compare yourself to other chosen ones, fueling resentment and competition. Gluttony can manifest as an addiction to success, driving you to overwork and burn out. Wrath can erupt as uncontrolled anger, causing you to lash out at those who challenge you, and sloth can creep in as a failure to adapt. Are you starting to see the picture? Think of King David. A man after God's own heart, yet he succumbed to lust and committed adultery with Bathsheba, then compounded his sin by orchestrating the death of her husband, Uriah. His pride and unchecked desires led to devastating consequences for his family and his kingdom. Or consider Judas. One of the 12 disciples, handpicked by Jesus himself, yet he allowed greed to corrupt him, betraying his master for a handful of silver. These aren't just stories from a dusty old book. They are cautionary tales that echo through the ages, reminding us that even the most anointed individuals are susceptible to temptation. If they could succumb to sin, is it not possible for you? So, chosen ones, how can you, as rising leaders, create a system of compensation that is both fair and divinely guided, that acknowledges your worth without falling into the trap of greed? How can you ensure that your abundance serves the greater good, rather than fueling your ego? It's a tightrope walk, but one that you must master. As your influence grows, financial abundance will undoubtedly follow. The question is, how can chosen ones create a financially successful business or ministry that aligns with their spiritual values? The key here is to understand that wealth itself isn't inherently evil. It's the intention behind it that matters. Let's break this down using a practical equation. First, consider the biblical concept of tithing. This isn't just an ancient practice. It's a principle of acknowledging that everything you have ultimately comes from a higher power. Tithing, or donating a certain portion of your earnings, is an act of faith and a way of channeling abundance back into the universe. It's not about obligation. It's about recognizing the source of your blessings and expressing gratitude. Then, remember, it is okay to pay themselves a fair wage. You are laborers of God, but you also live in the real world and have material needs. Setting up a clear and transparent compensation structure is crucial for maintaining integrity and avoiding accusations of greed. Finally, transparency is key. Be open about your earnings, your expenses, and your financial practices. This builds trust with your followers and demonstrates that you are accountable for your actions. Look at successful nonprofits or humanitarian organizations. They publish annual reports detailing their income, expenditures, and impact. They have boards of directors that provide oversight and ensure ethical financial management. They adhere to strict accounting standards and are subject to audits. What shouldn't you do? Don't live lavishly while those you're meant to serve are in need. Don't shroud your finances in secrecy. But what if people donate to your ministry or organization with ulterior motives, or if their money was acquired through questionable means? Is there such a thing as dirty money? And can it taint the good you're trying to do? The shocking truth is yes. The energy behind money matters, and even well-intentioned donations can carry negative karmic consequences if their origins are impure. This is what they don't want you to know, chosen ones. How can chosen ones discern the energetic integrity of donations and avoid attracting negative karmic consequences? The first step is to develop your intuition. Learn to sense the energy behind a donation. Does it feel clean and uplifting, or does it carry a weight of negativity? You might be surprised by what you uncover. Then set a clear intention for every donation that it must be used for the greater good. This acts as a filter, ensuring that the money is channeled towards positive outcomes. And remember, it's perfectly okay to donate money to other organizations or causes that align with your values. This not only diversifies your impact, but also helps to cleanse the energy of the money by spreading it across multiple positive channels. Imagine a ministry receiving a large donation from someone involved in unethical business practices. Despite the donor's good intentions, the money carries a heavy vibration of greed and exploitation. The ministry uses the money to build a new community center, but soon, the center is plagued by infighting, financial mismanagement, and scandal. Or consider a study that demonstrates the broken windows theory, where even minor signs of disorder or neglect can lead to a downward spiral of crime and decay. Similarly, dirty money can create energetic cracks in your foundation, attracting negativity and undermining your efforts. So, what should the chosen ones be doing with the money they are collecting? Is it simply about building bigger churches or accumulating personal wealth? Or is there a grander vision, a more profound purpose that aligns with your divine calling? The answer, chosen ones, lies in building a new earth, brick by conscious brick. Chosen ones, you are building a new earth, brick by conscious brick, but you may be surprised to know that your brain itself is a construction zone. How can chosen ones consciously leverage neuroplasticity to optimize their brain structure and function for peak performance resilience, and spiritual growth. The answer lies in understanding that your brain is not a fixed entity, but a dynamic landscape constantly being reshaped by your experiences. The science of neuroplasticity reveals that your brain is not hardwired, it is soft-wired. This means that the connections between your neurons are constantly changing in response to new experiences, learning, and challenges. Think of it like a garden. If you consistently plant seeds of positive thoughts, spiritual practices, and acts of service, you will cultivate a flourishing inner landscape. But if you allow negative thoughts, destructive habits, and limiting beliefs to take root, you will create a barren and toxic environment. As chosen ones, you have the power to consciously cultivate your inner garden, rewiring your brain for peak performance and spiritual growth. This rewiring, however, takes persistence. Consider the story of Jill Bolt Taylor, a neuroanatomist who suffered a stroke that shut down the left side of her brain. Despite losing her ability to speak, read, and write, she was able to completely rebuild her brain through targeted therapies and an unwavering commitment to neuroplasticity. She not only regained her lost functions, but also achieved a profound sense of inner peace and spiritual awakening. Or consider the countless studies that demonstrate the positive effects of meditation on brain structure and function. Research shows that regular meditation can increase gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain associated with focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Remember, your brain is a reflection of what you feed it, so you must feed it well. There is downside to constantly evolving the brain. What if all that rewiring caused one to lose sight of the person they have always been? Chosen ones, the ability to constantly change and adapt is something desirable, but can constantly evolving be a detriment? Is it really all that it is cracked up to be? The truth is, getting lost in the sea of endless possibilities can lead to a profound sense of disorientation. The potential dangers of getting lost in constant change cannot be understated. When you are constantly chasing the next new experience, the next spiritual high, or the next upgrade to your God brain, you risk losing touch with your authentic self. It is important to establish a strong sense of self and stay grounded in your core values and ethical principles. You must cultivate self-awareness through practices like meditation, journaling, and self-reflection. This is how you stay centered amidst the chaos of constant change. Don't let yourself be washed away. Consider the story of many historical leaders who started with noble intentions, but lost their way as they became consumed by power, fame, or ambition. They compromised their values, abandoned their principles, and ultimately betrayed the very people they were meant to serve. Or consider the countless individuals who chase fleeting trends, external validation, and material possessions, only to find themselves feeling empty, unfulfilled, and lost. The stronger the wind, the stronger the roots must be. If a person does not know where they are going, can they ever find what they are looking for? Can our inner spirit be a force that brings us home? Chosen ones, now that some of the dangers of self-evolution have been identified, can our inner spirit be a force that brings us home? Can our inner compass guide us on our path? The answer lies in the power of intention and the wisdom of your intuition. One can use intentions to overcome the dangers of the path. Getting intentions aligned with their divine purpose is critical. This involves setting an overall plan for one's life, outlining the key goals, values, and principles that will guide their journey. But a plan without a proper guide can be as bad as no plan at all. It is also important to trust their intuition and inner guidance, learning to discern the subtle whispers of their soul from the noise of the external world. There are stories of people succeeding in life. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey, who overcame poverty, abuse, and discrimination to become one of the most influential media figures in the world. She attributes her success to her unwavering belief in herself, her commitment to her values, and her willingness to listen to her inner guidance. Or consider the research on the psychology of success, which consistently shows that people who set clear intentions, visualize their goals, and cultivate a positive mindset are more likely to achieve their dreams. Listen to the voice within you, beloved. It is important to acknowledge that everyone comes from different backgrounds, and all must use their uniqueness, but can all the backgrounds align with one another? What happens when different unique skills combine? Chosen ones, now that we have discussed how important it is to stay true to one's path, how to harmonize the different paths, how to bring together all the walks of life. The truth is, all the paths are meant to come together. People have the chance to change the world, and the only way to change the world is to change it together. Each person should celebrate and leverage their unique skills and talents, recognizing that they are all essential pieces of the puzzle. By building relationships with people from different backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences, they can learn from each other, challenge their own assumptions, and expand their horizons. This may be where the most powerful magic comes from. Consider the civil rights movement, which brought together people from all walks of life to fight for justice and equality. Or consider the scientific community, where researchers from diverse backgrounds collaborate to solve complex problems and advance human knowledge. Or perhaps, consider yourself someone who is ready to take the next step. Claim your purpose. Chosen ones, have you ever had a dream so vivid, so real, that it felt like a memory of something that hasn't happened yet? Could this be more than just a random firing of neurons, or a glimpse into a realm that science is only beginning to understand? Could the unique quantum properties of the God brain actually grant you the ability to tap into future timelines? The concepts of precognition and prophecy have fascinated humanity for millennia. While mainstream science often dismisses these phenomena as mere coincidence or psychological illusion, quantum physics suggests that our understanding of time may be far more limited than we realize. Think of it this way: if quantum entanglement can instantaneously connect two particles across vast distances, could consciousness, particularly that of a chosen one, attuned to the quantum world, access information outside of normal sensory perception, including glimpses of potential futures? What if the anxiety or restlessness that many of you feel isn't general at all, but is actually a symptom of your mind working to piece together things that haven't occurred? It is critical to discern the difference between generalized anxiety and real premonitions, as one can negatively impact your well-being, while the other prepares you for what you need to know. Throughout history, there have been countless anecdotes of individuals accurately predicting future events. From the prophecies of Nostradamus to modern-day parapsychological studies demonstrating statistically significant evidence of precognition, the possibility of perceiving time nonlinearly cannot be easily dismissed. Consider the many recurring patterns throughout various religious views, where seers and prophets are almost universally believed to have existed. Indeed, many of the individuals who wrote your holy books were described in this way. Science may not fully comprehend it yet, but the chosen ones, with their unique brain patterns, may be more sensitive to the subtle currents of time, receiving intuitive flashes of what is to come. This isn't about magic. This is about quantum mechanics meeting divine appointment. If these chosen ones are able to see the future, does this mean that the future is set in stone? Is destiny a fixed path, or can we, as conscious beings, influence the course of events? But what if I told you that seeing the future is only half the story? If chosen ones can perceive potential timelines, then what role do they play in shaping them? How do your thoughts, actions, and intentions ripple through the quantum field, influencing future outcomes and redirecting probabilities? It's critical to understand that the future is not a single, predetermined path, but rather a branching tree of possibilities. Every choice you make, every thought you entertain, acts as a quantum wave function collapse, solidifying one potential future while diminishing others. This means that the present is constantly shaping the future. Even subtle differences in your thoughts, intentions, and actions can create significant divergence in the long run. As a chosen one, you are not merely a passive observer of time, but an active participant in its unfolding, a timeline architect shaping destiny with every conscious decision. Take, for example, the growing awareness of climate change. While the challenges are immense, small, positive impacts, such as reducing your carbon footprint, supporting sustainable practices, and advocating for environmental policies, can collectively create a large outcome, shifting the trajectory towards a more sustainable future. Sociological studies have consistently shown that collective action, driven by shared values and a common vision, can transform societies and shape the course of history. As a chosen one, you are not alone in this endeavor. Your actions, combined with those of others, can ripple outwards, creating a wave of positive change that transforms the world. But what is coming on the horizon that the chosen ones must be ready for? What global crisis, what convergence of challenges will demand their unique abilities and unwavering commitment? Chosen ones, take heart, for even amidst the darkest storms, there lies the seed of a new beginning. How will the chosen ones offer solutions to these growing crises? How can your unique abilities, your heightened intuition, and your unwavering faith be channeled to navigate the turbulent waters ahead and birth a new paradigm? We are facing a convergence of global challenges, from environmental degradation and political polarization to social inequality and economic instability. These crises may seem overwhelming, but they are also opportunities for transformation. The growing environmental issues that plague our world are not only a symptom of our disconnection from nature, but also a call to action. The chosen ones have the capacity to champion sustainable practices, promote ecological awareness, and inspire a harmonious relationship with the planet. The political and social issues dividing our societies are also an opportunity to foster unity, bridge divides, and advocate for justice and equality. Consider the technological innovations emerging that offer sustainable solutions, from renewable energy sources and vertical farming to carbon capture technologies and advanced recycling methods. These innovations, combined with the unique skills and insights of the chosen ones, can pave the way for a brighter future, a world where humanity thrives in harmony with nature and each other. Think of people like Elon Musk, who, regardless of his flaws, has dedicated his time and resources to technological innovation for a better future. His companies are designed to advance society in ways that were previously considered impossible. Remember, chosen ones, your unique perspective and skills are needed now more than ever. Can chosen ones start forming together? What if the chosen ones band together to make real change? But what if your individual efforts were amplified 1,000-fold? What if the chosen ones, scattered across the globe, began to connect, collaborate, and co-create a network of light, amplifying consciousness and manifesting a brighter tomorrow? What could the chosen ones build together that would eclipse their single achievements? With crisis comes opportunity. As chosen ones connect, they can inspire one another to connect on innovation, working together to build better communities. Think of the power that will come when they all work together as a singular force. This isn't just a utopian fantasy. It's a practical strategy for creating a more resilient, sustainable, and equitable world. By connecting with like-minded individuals, sharing your knowledge and resources, and co-creating solutions, you can amplify your impact and accelerate the shift towards a more conscious and compassionate society. This can be something that the world has never seen. Think of the early Christian communities who shared their resources and supported each other through persecution. Or consider the indigenous cultures that have thrived for centuries by working together for the common good, respecting the wisdom of elders, and prioritizing the well-being of the community over individual gain. Remember, the Bible speaks of the power of unity, stating that a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken, Ecclesiastes 4:12. By coming together as a quantum collective, the chosen ones can create an unbreakable force for good. But is there something that the chosen ones have to remember? Is there a piece of wisdom, a forgotten truth, that holds the key to unlocking their full potential and navigating the challenges ahead? As we draw this revelation to a close, I want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you chosen ones for staying with me until the very end. We've journeyed through complex landscapes of neuroscience, quantum physics, and ancient spiritual wisdom, exploring the uncharted territories of the God brain and its extraordinary potential. Know that what we have uncovered is not an ending, but a beginning, a mere glimpse into the vast ocean of possibilities that lies before you. At the heart of our exploration lies a profound truth, that you, the chosen ones, possess a unique brain pattern, a divine imprint that sets you apart and connects you to hidden abilities, heightened intuition, and the miraculous power to influence reality through quantum entanglement. This isn't just a scientific anomaly. It's a testament to your inherent potential, your divine purpose, and your capacity to transform not only yourselves, but also the world around you. Understand that while the journey may be fraught with challenges, with moments of doubt and uncertainty, your inner gifts, that spark of divinity within, hold the key to unlocking your full potential and navigating the turbulent waters ahead. Remember always the chosen ones, remember the unique brain pattern, remember the scientists who cannot fully offer an explanation because their frameworks are limited. This knowledge, this awakening, is not confined to a select few. It's a ripple effect, a wave of consciousness expanding across the planet, awakening dormant potential in countless individuals. Each of you plays a vital role in this collective evolution, bringing your unique gifts, your individual talents, to the forefront, contributing to the tapestry of human potential unfolding before our very eyes. What will the future hold as more of humanity awakens to this truth? What innovations, what acts of compassion, what breakthroughs in science and spirituality will emerge as we collectively tap into the quantum field of infinite possibilities? Know this, beloved, that this information, this revelation, is not meant for selfish gain or personal aggrandizement, but for the betterment of humanity, for the creation of a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. A new chapter in Earth's history has begun, and you, the chosen ones, are the authors, the architects, the catalysts of this extraordinary transformation. Chosen ones, take heart. The path ahead may be challenging, the obstacles may seem insurmountable, but know that you are not alone. You are imbued with strength, resilience, and unwavering divine support, gifts that will guide you through the darkest of nights and empower you to overcome any adversity. Have faith that you possess all that you need. It's all within you. These hurdles, these trials, are not roadblocks, but stepping stones, opportunities for growth, refinement, and the unveiling of your true potential. Embrace the journey, chosen ones, embrace the challenges, and embrace the unwavering belief in your ability to succeed. It is okay to feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of your calling, the weight of your responsibility. It is normal to feel alone, to question your path, to doubt your abilities. These feelings are but fleeting shadows, whispers of the ego attempting to dissuade you from your divine purpose. Therefore, I implore you, share this message, spread this truth to every corner of the earth. Let the world know that the chosen ones are rising, that their unique gifts are being awakened, and that a new era of conscious creation is upon us. Comment "I am ready" if you are willing to take the first step, to embrace your destiny, and to join forces with the quantum collective of light. It is important to keep this information, to hold it close to your heart, to meditate on its implications, and to allow it to guide your actions. Look at your lives, your talents, your passions, and consider how you can use them to make a positive impact, to ripple outwards, creating waves of change that transform the world. Think big, chosen ones, dream big, and act boldly, knowing that you are part of a growing movement, a force for good that is poised to reshape the very fabric of reality.